set for tomorrow. If you need to get gas today, AAA says the Indiana gas average is $2.75 a gallon. That's down 2 cents from this time on Monday and 9 cents lower than this time a month ago. You might have seen some schools in Indiana rescheduling their basketball games from Friday night so that they can watch IU football play Oregon at the Peach Bowl. IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig says it's bringing about a sense of unity.
I'm glad that schools are making some adjustments so everybody can celebrate IU's success.
Neidig says he went to the Rose Bowl and was amazed by the turnout of Hoosier fans. Kickoff between Indiana and Oregon Friday night is at 7:30. It's 3:04, your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Hammer Nigel here for Window Nation. I have Window Nation windows installed in my house. The cold air has stopped coming through. The warm air has stopped exiting the house because of my grade A Window Nation windows. Definitely check out their sale, windownation.com. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free.
Window Nation, the best in the business. But don't just take my word for it. Check out their A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Check out their over 45,000 5-star reviews. Now, that's a big deal because nobody ever leaves 5-star reviews, but Window Nation has over 45,000 of them. Take advantage of this deal right now. Window Nation's buy 4, get 4 windows for free sale. It's going on right now. Schedule your fast and free, that's the key word, free estimate at windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. At windownation.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
WIBC traffic at 3:05. Here's Mike.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there. This is the first headline that I saw this morning, Hammer, and it was scary. I got to be honest with you. This is scary if you get kids in high school. FBI officials saying they thwarted an ISIS-inspired attack at an Indy area high school. What's scary about this is they weren't specific as to which high school it happened, but they made a statement that reads, quote, because the student had immediate access to firearms, the FBI in Indianapolis worked closely with the high school and our local law enforcement partners to remove all firearms from the house, and the student was expelled from the school. Department of Justice did not file charges as the individual is a juvenile, which, I mean, if you're saying you thwarted an ISIS-inspired attack, but you didn't charge the guy or gal, even though it was a juvenile, that's a little disconcerting.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that means they did not charge him as an adult, but you absolutely have to charge something here. I know expectations are low in Marion County with the prosecutor and judges that we have, but you have to charge, right?
We don't know where this was at. Yeah, you've got to, I mean, if you...
Is that a problem for you? Because it's a problem for me, not knowing where it's at.
It is, yeah. It could be anywhere.
Now, maybe if this was the school district that you're familiar with, if your kid or grandkid goes to this school, maybe you know. I don't know if an email was sent or a phone call was made, but if not, this is problematic. Now, if the FBI says, we can't tell you right now because we believe there may be others, we're working on a bigger investigation, I will respect that. But I feel like people have a right to know where this took place.
And I'm thinking there are people that know because it happened at their school somewhere. Somebody's noticed, so-and-so's not around anymore. Yeah, it's because he's ISIS.
Right. There had to be a lot of mysterious black FBI vehicles at somebody's high school. I just don't happen to know which one it is, and the FBI did not announce. I mean, big picture, I'm happy they thwarted this. Don't get me wrong. That's the most important thing. But I feel like we kind of have a right to know where it took place at. Like, would you want to send your kid to school the next day after a possible ISIS threat was made and somebody was expelled but not yet arrested?
Absolutely not. I got kids in middle school, man. I got, they're about to turn the corner. They'll be in high school. And if you're a parent with kids in high school, it's a terrifying feeling to know that these schools sometimes are soft targets, even though they can be hard to get into. We've seen time and time again where mistakes are made, shooters get in, and all terrifying chaos breaks loose.
Even if you have a resource officer, we saw that horrifying story before where, I think it was in Texas.
Sure.
The resource officer
Just didn't
was
get there in time.
scaredy cat
Yep.
and did not do his job. I'm in favor of bringing in some old Army guys. Like, I'm telling you, there are some retired dudes that have served this country that will be more than happy to spend, the rest of their time, part-time job, helping protect kids, but I trust them with a firearm and to do the right thing.
Wouldn't that put you at ease knowing a retired Navy SEAL is patrolling your kid's high school? It would me.
Right. 100%.
And there is a police presence at the at the middle school where I drop my kids off at. For sure, I see a police presence at all the, the elementary schools and the high schools and the middle schools there.
Yes.
But
And it's the same with ours, and the resource officers do a great job. But if these guys that need, a little extra paycheck that have served our country, that pass all the cognitive tests, right? I mean, you don't want somebody suffering from PTSD to get in there.
Right.
But if there's somebody that, has worked with firearms and is willing to protect kids and earn a paycheck while doing it, let's take a look at that, man. Let's definitely take a look at that. Keeping it here in the state of Indiana, Indiana General Assembly gathering. This is what's known as the short session. It's not a budget session. So for all of you wanting no tax on tips and, no tax on overtime, bad news.
not happening? Mm-hmm.
Probably not going to happen here. Now, it could happen if somebody wants to take the lead on this, but we were told by the governor the last time he joined us in studio that it's probably going to be one of those deals that happens during a budgeting session, which is not this one. But topics happening right now include crime downtown and, wait for it, firing squads for executions.
What?
Let's go! Oh, man. You want to talk about volunteers? I'll volunteer for that.
No.
You mean to tell me I get to stand there and shoot a cop killer? Where do I sign up? I'll do it for free. I'll
Would you
show up.
really?
And absolutely. I'd have no problem at all.
Oh.
I feel like I'd be serving my country. I'd be serving my state.
It's like you're going on how cops do ride-alongs?
Yes.
It's somewhat similar, except you get to kill a human being.
Well,
kill a
maybe.
guy?
I don't think you know who's got the live round because the way that it works.
Oh, yeah. Like 4 out of the 5 guns.
Right. Now, they're debating right now, should it be 5 shooters? Should it be 3 shooters? But hey, man, I'm in. I am 100% in on this idea. Senator Mike Young is behind this. It's State Bill 11, and it's not moving just 2 firing squads. It's using the firing squad in addition to a lethal injection. Because the lethal injection, 1, it's super expensive.
Real expensive. Yeah.
2,
Hundreds
it's
of thousands.
hard to find the cocktail, as they
the
call it.
ingredients, yeah.
And if there's an appeal or a last-minute stay of execution, that stuff expires quickly. Remember, Holcomb bought a bunch of it for some reason, and it sat on the shelf and expired. Just wasted money. So this bill from State Senator Mike Young would make it so whoever the victim, soon-to-be victim would be, the deceased, you get to pick. Do you want the lethal injection or do you want the firing squad?
Oh, listen, if I was on the other end of that stick, I'd be picking the injection. Just put me to sleep and that's it.
Well, I don't think it's as easy as that, though. Like, from what I gather, the lethal injection is like a slow suffocation.
Yeah, but if you're asleep, you don't know you're getting suffocated, right? Like they put me out.
If you
when
suffocate before you go to sleep, I think you do. If you came over right now and strangled me to death before I went to sleep, yeah, I'd notice that.
I thought the order was they put you out with some strong sedatives and then they stick the poison in.
No, from what I gather, you feel it. The last couple of lethal injections, now I'm going by the reports that we heard because no media are allowed to cover these things, which is a different topic that I've been trying to fix. But Benjamin Ritchie, for example, the cop killer in Beech Grove, he was holding on and convulsing before he met his maker.
It was a shame.
But if you could just shoot me and kill me quickly, then let's do that. Like, I would sign up for the gunshot more so than I would the slow suffocation.
Is the target in the heart or the head?
Heart. Got to be the heart.
Oh, yeah.
But if you miss
Blow
and
the
hit him in
guy's
the
head
head,
off.
it's not the end of the world. Like, remember in the Green Mile, after they had that painful execution where
With the dry sponge?
Percy didn't wet the sponge.
Yeah, right.
Somebody asked Tom Hanks afterwards, what the hell was that? That was a successful execution. The guy's not alive anymore.
Just a little more painful.
Right.
He
Doesn't
would have
matter if you
liked,
hit
I'm
him in
sure.
the head or the chest. That's a successful execution. Now, the other bill that Senator Mike Young is putting forth at the Indiana State House is State Bill 145, Senate Bill 145. It calls for a special area downtown to be basically called a mile square, where it would be governed by a special prosecutor and not patrolled by the IMPD.
Interesting.
Now, the concept behind this is
Yeah.
Ryan Mears and the judges in Marion County stink so bad at prosecuting bad guys in our popular tourist areas. What if we took our already short-staffed IMPD, spread them out throughout the rest of Indianapolis, and we brought in a special prosecutor and special police officer security to patrol this mile square?
I appreciate Senator Young's efforts, but does this have any chance of passing through or even moving?
Probably not. Probably not. I can't see this one getting the support because it's weak Republicans. In theory, it's a good idea. You have to protect your popular areas, your tourist areas. You can't be having shootouts on Meridian Street outside of the bar district. You can't be having big
Steak
brawls.
and Shake on Illinois, yeah.
Yeah, outside of Steak and Shake and the Hooters on Georgia Street. You can't be having that.
My family lives downtown. My dad lives a block away from where all those shootings that we just mentioned. Hampton Inn, I think, had one. That's literally less than a block away.
That's where
Now-
the Dutch soldier
Yes.
was shot and killed.
Unfortunately, yes.
Now, per this plan, the cost of providing the police services would be deducted from state revenue that is normally distributed to Indianapolis. So it wouldn't cost anything extra, but some programs would probably be defunded. But that's to create the mile square area. Real quick, before we hit a traffic break here, Nige, if you need a reason to drink tonight,
Okay.
happy 51st birthday to Wheel of Fortune, the game show.
Yeah, that's on the Mount Rushmore, isn't it? A game
Oh,
show?
yeah. Mount Rushmore of game shows.
Yeah.
In no particular order. Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, Price is Right. What's number 4?
Family Feud?
Family
I mean-
Feud. That's a good
I
one.
mean, you could go, there's plenty of choices.
Yeah. But Wheel of Fortune's on there. 51 years ago today, premiered on television for the first time, which brings us to great moments in Wheel of Fortune history. Take a listen to this guy's answer. Now, the puzzle, well, I'll let you judge for yourself.
Tavares, right in the butt? No.
Right in the butt.
Blake.
This is the best.
Yeah, that's it, I think, yeah.
This is the best. A few letters, were turned over because it's the lightning round. And my man jumps in right in the butt. Right in the butt.
Incredible.
And I don't know how we make that transition to Mike Priest, but he's filling in for Matt Baer today.
Well, from right in the butt to this is the best, and well, that's how usually the weekend goes. Anyway, 65 going southbound. It's heavy for you from Michigan to the South Split. Northbound, bunched up just a little bit from Raymond to the South Split. 70 east and westbound, no complaints. East side of 465, traffic tangled going southbound from 70 to past Washington. 69 filling in a little northbound, approaching 82nd. Traffic is sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at bwindow, they mean business. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, jump in the WIBC YouTube chat. If you know which school it was, hey, tip us off because I'd love to know. Now, we will research anything before we go public with anything. But yeah, this whole FBI stopping an ISIS raid, there had to be a school that was, one, missing a student the next day, and two, had big black government vehicles outside of it. So jump in the WIBC YouTube chat. Give us a like while you're there, and let us know. Share with the class. Right now, partly cloudy skies, 52 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. This is the Hammer and Nigel Show.
The Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show is this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Indiana State Fairgrounds. For hunting, sporting, and personal protection gear, visit the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show.
Exercise Inc., a great way to change your life starting out 2026. Check them out at exerciseinc.com. I've been going now for, what's it been, about 8 years? Wow. Hated going to the big box gyms because there were so many people, loud music, and I didn't really know what I was doing. With Exercise Inc., you get your own personal trainer. You get a gym space where only 3 or 4 other clients are there at a time. You get one-on-one interaction outside the gym as well. If you adopt the 9 simple habits you need to follow and change your health and lose weight. And, did I mention it's only once a week for 20 minutes? That's right. It's all it takes with Exercise Inc. Once a week for 20 minutes. 5 or 6 exercises on the equipment that'll build muscle, make you feel better like I do, lose some weight, and get your body the physical movement it needs once a week for 20 minutes. That's all it takes. Don't get me wrong, it's a tough 20 minutes. There are 5 locations: Avon, Brownsburg, Greenwood. I go to the one in Zionsville, and now up at Fishers. ExerciseInc.com. Get a free consultation today. ExerciseInc.com. ExerciseInc.com.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 2/22/26, new customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Is life insurance part of your New Year's resolution? Listen, if you're young and healthy, it's simple, and any old agent can get it done. But if you're 50 to 60 years old with a touch of wide waistband syndrome or have correlating health glitches, you need to call Big Lou at Term Provider. Big Lou doesn't bait and switch you in with young and healthy rates only to clobber you with the truth down the road. $1 million of coverage could be as low as $200 per month. And unlike that treadmill, this one won't collect dust in the corner. Call Term Provider, speak with Big Lou, and find out how much he can save you on your new $1 million life insurance policy. Start this year off with peace of mind by calling Big Lou at 800-777-1979. 800-777-1979. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. For affordable term life insurance, call 800-777-1979 or biglou.com.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
And we're coming to your city.
The Hammer and Nigel Show. Hello. Nigel here. Hammer, do we have any tickets left for the Red, White, and Bowl event? Presented by Jack Daniels a week from Friday. Just 2 weeks away at Woodland Bowl. Please tell me. Are we...
This morning, there were 3 left. Just 3 left. Because our promotions department found 4 extra tickets that could be sold. So we sold one of those. 3 are left to this sold-out event. And again, it's going to be fun. I don't care if you like bowling or not. Maybe you're big into bowling. Maybe you're not. But
you don't have to be.
We're raising money for Hoosier veterans. And it's a combination of debauchery, shenanigans, Jack Daniels, and a pizza buffet.
The sweet nectar.
Sweet nectar.
That Woodland Bowl there on Keystone, just off Keystone, is just phenomenal. The pizza's so good.
And they treat us so well there. I can't believe the crap they let us get away with. We're doing drunken pyramids in their lane.
The human pyramid, yeah.
Like, this is where, like, professional bowling events happen. Like, the U.S. Open happens at this bowling lane, and we're doing a pyramid out there. Drunken dudes drinking beer, doing a pyramid. Now, if you're, like, a competitive, really good bowler, you can compete to win. Now, when you were gone, Nige, Chris Hammer filled in.
Yes.
And he was calling out your neighbors. He's like, you know what? All those people talking trash, like they're going to come back and win. That's what you say when you lost the year before.
It was my neighbor's company that he runs, and they had, I think they won it the first year.
They did,
so that's why they were talking trash. And then your son's team from U of I, beat him.
Yes,
his teammates. They all had a lane.
He's got a team of young guns ready to go again, and they're going to be there. They've got a lane. And your buddies have a lane. But if you're not like super competitive like these guys are, and you just want to have some Jack Daniels and be part of the prize giveaways and the pizza buffet, buy your tickets right now. And ultimately, it goes to a great cause, Bowlers to Veterans Link, which helps take care of Hoosier veterans who are down on their luck a little bit. Folks that have served our country that need a little pick-me-up. And that's what we do here at the Hammer and Nigel Show. So, 3 tickets were left as of this morning. Go to WIBC.com and buy those. And I'm telling you, this is going to be a great time. Now, also, this Friday, Nige, where are we going to be?
Coach's Tavern, baby. Home base for the Hammer and Nigel Show, where this whole little nickel and dime pony show was created.
And it's a little IU football pregame because IU football plays Oregon in the Peach Bowl.
Yeah, we're doing some tailgating, man.
That game kicks off at 7:30. Our show starts at Coaches at 3. So come downtown. If you're an IU fan, this is the place to be. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have some drinks. We're going to get a little rowdy and have a great time.
Got my buddies coming. It's going to be chaos.
Let's do it, man.
The official mailman of the Hammer and Nigel
the mailman's coming?
Oh, the mailman. He'll probably show up in his uni.
Hide your girls, hide your wife. The mailman's coming. All right, let's go. Let's go. I talked to our pal Brian Alvey. He's going to come down. I think the gun guy, if he doesn't go to the game, because he's talking about driving down to Atlanta.
He's talking about going.
If he doesn't go to the game, he's going to come by. So, man, we are going to have a great, great time down in Coach's Tavern this upcoming Friday. Real quick, Nige, before we hit a break, today is January 6th, a historic date for a number of reasons.
5 years ago today, there was a dude pooping in the corner of Nancy Pelosi's office. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes. I still maintain that Alec Baldwin has killed more people than anybody that stormed into the Capitol that day. Democrats, though, they'll try to tell you that January 6th is on par with, like, 9/11 and Pearl Harbor Day.
No way.
Oh, if you don't believe me,
I don't.
Here's Kamala Harris.
Certain dates echo throughout history, including dates that instantly remind all who have lived through them where they were and what they were doing when our democracy came under assault.
Our democracy.
Dates that occupy
constitutional
not
republic.
only a place on our calendars, but a place in our collective memory. December 7th, 1941.
Yeah, that's right up there with
September 11th, 2001.
Oh,
sure.
And January 6th,
there you
2021.
go. I stand corrected.
There you go. America's wine mom corrected you, Nige. There you go. Hell, if you want to get specific, what happened on this date in 1994, I think was more violent. That's when Tanya Harding's goons attacked Nancy Kerrigan and whacked her in the leg.
Oh, this is the anniversary of that?
32 years ago today.
Wow.
And listen, if you're Tanya Harding, you kind of got to feel pretty good about the movie that they made, right?
What was it called? Is it I, Tonya?
I, Tonya?
It was really good.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie.
Right. Margot Robbie played Tanya Harding. Now, with all due respect to Tanya Harding, she doesn't look like Margot Robbie. She doesn't look like Barbie or that smoking hot chick from The Wolf of Wall Street that we grew up watching. No. But it was a good movie. She comes off almost sympathetic in it. So that happened 32 years ago today. And great moments in Tanya Harding history when our old producer, Mondo, left. If you remember, at a night with WIBC, we tried to get him like a cameo message from like a famous wrestler, but they were super expensive, and we said he's not worth it. So we got him a message from Tanya Harding. And she left him a great message.
I remember that.
Tanya Harding was like, Mega Mondo. Sad to hear you go. Great moments in Tanya Harding history. It's the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Hammer and Nigel here. Bill Demery would like to give you a 20% upfront bonus when you invest your money. Not only do you get a 20% bonus, you're also going to get an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the past decade. Discover how you could get an upfront 20% bonus plus an additional return that's averaged nearly 10% for the past 10 years.
Bill Demery explains things in a way that's easy to understand. Because let's be honest, the world of retirement and finance, it can be pretty complicated. But not when you work with the best. Bill Demery, your retirement guy. Contact him right now, 317-805-4716. Ask about the upfront 20% bonus on your money. Upfront, 317-805-4716. 4716 or visit yourretirementguy.com. That's yourretirementguy.com.
At Advent, we help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine by getting your nose and throat working with our unique Advent approach that you won't find elsewhere.
As a mom, comforting my family is what I do best. Vicks Vapor Stick provides soothing, non-medicated Vicks vapors in an easy-to-apply stick, and it dries fast, so there's no mess. I use it to comfort myself and my family.
Thanks, Mom.
Vicks Vapo Stick, soothing comfort for the whole family. And try Vicks Vapo Shower Max for steamy Vicks Vapors when you need more comfort for yourself. Use as directed.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Standing his ground while facing criticism. 51 degrees at our Radio 1 studios with nothing on radar at the moment. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 3:32. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz says he has no plans to resign before the end of his term. A day after announcing that he was ending his quest for a third term, Walz said today he's not going anywhere.
You can make all your requests for me to resign over my dead body. Will that happen?
Other lawmakers are accusing Walz of not doing enough to stop fraud involving Somali daycares. On Monday, Homeland Security said more than 1,000 arrests have been made since sending agents to Minnesota last week. Republican Senate Majority Leader John Thune saying today that the big, beautiful bill will prevent fraud.
Our whole goal in that legislation last summer was to make sure that the people who are supposed to benefit from government assistance actually do benefit. And it's not being abused and gained by states and people around this country.
Critics say the tax cuts included in the bill could financially strain states that are enacting those cuts, which are already being hit by high prices due to new Medicaid and SNAP requirements that are also part of the bill. The CDC updating its guidance for the vaccine immunization schedule involving children.
The 6 vaccines moved out of the universal recommendation category are going to remain available and covered by insurance, according to the CDC, but just won't be recommended for every child by default. Instead, vaccines for illnesses like the flu, COVID-19, rotavirus, those are being moved into the shared decision-making category, which means up for parents to discuss with their child's doctor. Now, the RSV vaccine is now only being recommended for those who are high risk. 11 remain universally recommended. That means measles, mumps, rubella, polio, HPV, etc.
That's Fox's Alexandria Hoff. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. saying in a statement that his decision legislation to do this will protect children, respect families, and rebuild trust in public health. There's another court hearing later this week in the case of accused healthcare CEO killer Luigi Mangione. Mangione's defense team wants prosecutors barred from seeking the death penalty in California, Illinois, New Jersey, New York, and Massachusetts. It's 3:35, your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
Dan owed an unbelievable amount of money to the IRS.
I got behind on my taxes. It's a horrible feeling.
He was in denial.
And when I got those letters from the IRS, you wanted to act like they didn't exist.
Finally, Dan turned to Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima got me a settlement with the IRS. These people are really people-friendly. It was every bit of a new lease on life for me.
The fast action and the great results made Dan's head spin.
I felt like I was in a dream, but it's real, and I have paperwork to prove it. They got the job done, and life is good.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation.
If you're worried about what's going to happen with the IRS, stop worrying. Make the call now.
Call 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. 800-598-4799. Optima Tax Relief. Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
With traffic now, here's Mike Priest.
Going south on 65, you're slow from West Street to the North Split and then heavy most of the way through the downtown collector. Northbound is backed up from Raymond to the South Split. 70 eastbound, slowing from Keystone to Sherman. The westbound trip looks all right. On the east side of 465, southbound traffic backs up before 70 to Washington, and 69 with some construction crowding northbound off of 465 to 82nd. Traffic is sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash, with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because at B Window, they mean business. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Some partial clearing throughout the overnight hours. It will be chilly with lows falling to 37 on Wednesday. Look for a mix of sun and clouds with highs right around 50. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Tara Hastings for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Don't watch it, pervert!
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Hey, bro, you mind putting on some pants? I find it a little weird I have to ask twice.
On 93 WIBC.
Yeah, tragedy striking the House GOP. Lawmaker Doug LaMalfa of California dying suddenly at the age of 65. Now, this means, I'll tell you what this means to us here in just a second. Besides, there's a level of humanity. The guy died suddenly. We don't know what happened. He had a medical emergency and died in surgery. But this guy was the chair of the Congressional Western Caucus, Hammer. And so the headline is, like, you go to Drudge Report, there's a big red headline about this.
Is there clip art?
It doesn't say, there's no clip art. There's not the siren going. But it doesn't say, Congressman dies suddenly. It says, Republican majority shrinks.
Isn't that kind of cold?
That's really morbid. That's what we're worried about here.
Remember when the Drudge Report used to be somewhat, I don't want to say conservative, but right-leaning, and I don't know what changed. Maybe it was COVID.
I feel like I stopped going there during COVID because they were all scare headlines and clickbait.
But now, like, you go there, I can't remember the last time I even checked the Drudge Report. But that is kind of cold. But that's who the left is.
Republican majority shrinks in big red letters. Yeah, that guy died.
That's who the political left has become. The minute there's an assassination attempt or an actual assassination, these people celebrate. Like I heard at the news at the earlier, bottom of the hour, talking about Luis Mangione. The left loves this guy because he shot in cold blood somebody that works in the healthcare industry. A husband, a father, but they don't care about that. They care that a healthcare, exec that's been screwing people, in their words, is dead. And when Charlie Kirk was murdered, like you saw the notorious PIG, that fat hog up at Ball State, and that horrible woman on video doing the gunshot to her neck thing during the parade. That's who these people are. They want to talk about how bloodthirsty Republicans stormed into the Capitol. It was just like 9/11. But the real reality is they're the cold-blooded ones. They think this stuff's great. They think it's fantastic. So 218 to really 214. It's technically 213, but Texas is about to have a special election in a very Democrat district, assuming they hold. That makes it 218 to 214, which takes us back to the whole changing of the congressional maps discussion. Like, so many people were like, we're Indiana. We don't want to do what Washington wants us to do. Okay, that's fine. That's noble.
Could have picked up a couple of seats if we did.
Could have helped. You could have fired Andre Carson, but no. You got butt sniffers like Rod Bray out there and all the people that work underneath of him. Like, I've never seen a bigger nerd think he's cool than that guy. And people, like, are so enamored with power, they're total butt sniffers toward him, even media members.
He did have an air of arrogance. You and I sat at the same table with him a few years ago at an event.
I know, I almost
just
threw
remember,
up.
Yeah.
We played nice because it was a charity event.
Sure.
But yeah, that guy. If smug were a brand, we were there with the CEO. Let's put it that way. Speaking of smug, Eric Swalwell of California.
Oh, that guy.
This is a dude who's so smug and full of self-gratification, even though he got busted banging a Chinese spy and farting on television. Normally, one of those things would humble somebody, right?
Farting on live TV would humble me for sure. Forget about the honeypot.
Right.
Chinese honeypot, you know.
And did I mention he was on the Intel committee when it happened?
Yeah.
Like, how can you be on the intelligence committee and also be doing the hibbity-dibbity with the Chinese spy? Like, I feel like that should be grounds for, getting kicked the hell out of Congress, but it's not. And he's not humble. He's as arrogant as he's ever
hell,
been.
He's wanting to run for governor of California.
And his platform, this is a beauty. Think of all the lunatics in California. There's Gavin Newsom. There's
Pelosi.
There's Pencil Neck Schiff.
Yeah.
There's Mayor Bass in L.A. There's a lot of lunatics out there. But Swalwell wants to be the captain of them all as the governor. And his platform is, if you're an ICE agent, we're going to make sure that you are not allowed to wear a mask. And you probably won't be eligible for driver's licenses as well.
What?
Listen.
You have immense powers as governor of California, and your responsibility is to protect the most vulnerable in the state. So if the president is going to send ICE agents to chase immigrants through the fields where they work, what I'm going to do is make sure that they take off their masks and show their faces, that they show their identification, and if they commit crimes, that they're going to be charged with crimes. If it's falsely imprisoning people, if it's kidnapping, if assault, battery, they're going to be held accountable. I also think if the governor has the ability to issue driver's licenses to people in California, if you're going to wear a mask and not identify yourself, you're not going to be eligible to drive a vehicle in California. There's a lot you can do, but most importantly, you have to go on offense. Otherwise, the most vulnerable in our community will always be on defense.
I love the way these people, that was Eric Swalwell, California, running for governor. Yeah. Oh, Hammer has his hand up. Yes. Go ahead, Jason Hammer.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Does this mean Antifa has to take their masks off too? Does this mean they won't be getting driver's licenses? Fartwell? I know it's real fun to try to crap all over the ICE agents. I get what you're trying to do, but you know what? Don't threaten me with a good time. All right, fine. Nobody wears a mask. Next time there's a mostly peaceful protest, next time there's a very violent riot, anybody wearing a mask, federal, pound me in the backside prison, and no driver's license. Can we all agree to that?
And stop with the narrative that these guys are chasing immigrants through the fields. That's never happened. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Well, look who said it.
Oh, yeah.
Now it makes sense, doesn't it?
No, I'm kind of like, I get it now.
Let's turn our attention to CNN, where Harry Enton, who's their polling guy, and I like Harry Enton. He's not Republican. He's not Democrat. He's a nerd that loves numbers, right? He's your total math nerd. He's super energetic. He kind of brings a little juice to CNN.
Yeah.
honestly, Harry Enton and
Scott Jennings
are the only reason to watch that network. He's got new polling that shows what happened with Maduro and Venezuela has caused President Trump to surge in the polls.
Okay, U.S. military ousting Maduro. Pre-ousting, what you saw was the clear plurality of Americans opposed at 47%, just 21% support. Come over to this side of the screen. After the ousting, look at that. The support through the roof. Now we're talking about 37%, well within the margin of error right here of the opposition, 38%. It turns out Americans like what they deem to be successful foreign policy operations. And in this case, they view the ousting of Maduro, at least up to this point, as a successful one, and therefore the support way up.
Yeah, before underwater, now basically even. What about the idea of putting Maduro on trial here in the United States?
Yeah, you know, part of the reason why I think that the success number is way up, and you saw it here, what was it? It was 26 points in favor of opposition, and now within the margin of error, is because they simply put, don't like Nicolas Maduro. And in fact, they believe that he should be on trial for drug trafficking. Look at this, 50% of Americans favor compared to just 14% who oppose. So there are very few Americans here who oppose it. Even among Democrats, the opposition number is below.
Okay, you can stop it right there. Even among Democrats, they're like, well, now that we got him, let's put him on trial. That's a big number. Basically, Trump went up 25 percentage points in popularity after the Maduro attack. And it's not just Republicans, it was Democrats too, and it's being talked about on CNN. Again, the only people that are bitching and moaning about what happened with Maduro, China, Russia, Iran, and white liberals on social media. That's it. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Selling the house the non-traditional way to a company like Simple Quarters takes so much stress and relief off of you. You can put that time back in your family and taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So my father-in-law, his health was declining. We needed to move him to put in assisted living, and we needed to get the home out of his name. Initially, my wife just wanted to let the property be taken over by the state. She was stressed just due to the condition of her dad, moving him back to Indianapolis. And I told her, look, we can sell the home, use those funds to care for him over the next few years. I really didn't want to hassle with putting it on the market, listing it, answering questions, fixing stuff. I reached out to Simple Quarters. The process was just super easy through Simple Quarters. Everything they said they did. There was no pressure involved whatsoever. The pricing I got for the house was very fair, and it was a relief knowing we didn't have the financial responsibility and we could just put all our time and energy into taking care of our father-in-law.
Call Simple Quarters 317-687-HOME, 317-687-HOME.
Hammer here for my friends at Technology Recyclers. Tech-recyclers.com. You got to get that dash in there on the website, tech-recyclers.com. And if you work in an office, it doesn't matter how big it is, and you've got some old electronics you need to get rid of. These are the guys to do it, because you do not want your data being hacked. You can't just throw away your electronics. Somebody's going to hack into that, get your information, and then you're in trouble. Technology Recyclers, they are an awesome Hoosier veteran-owned business. These guys are total badasses, and they guarantee that your data will be destroyed. Nobody's going to get it. And the best part, Technology Recyclers offer business pickups. So they will come to your office, get all of your old electronics. They'll destroy your data. Nobody's going to get your information, and they'll recycle if they can. These guys are the best. So do yourself a favor. If you've got some old electronics laying around your office, go to your supervisor, go to your boss. Maybe you are the boss and say, why don't we get Technology Recyclers out here? Hoosier-owned business, and they'll make sure all of the data is destroyed properly. And they also offer residential drop-off sites too. So if you're just a regular person like we are, look them up. They've got drop-off sites, baby. These guys are the absolute best. Technology Recyclers. Find them online at tech-recyclers.com or call 1-800-237-3887. And again, ask about their business pickups.
Of all the times to buy new Lincoln,
Right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 52220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Join me January 24th as we sip some bourbon and talk about how we win the midterms. Trump, 1 year later, the Red Tie Gala, the highs of the last year, the lows of the last year, and how we win the midterms. We're going to drink great bourbon, eat great food, laugh a lot. Come join me January 24th, 2026, downtown Indianapolis at the Hyatt Regency. Trump, 1 year later, with me, Tony Katz. Go to tickets.tonykatz.com, tickets.tonykatz.com, or get your tickets right now at WIBC.com, and join me for some great bourbon January 24th.
During much of Indiana's history, communicating on the telephone with the deaf or hard of hearing was nearly impossible. Friends and loved ones couldn't stay in touch, so the hard of hearing became isolated. Today, those with hearing loss have equal access with the captioned telephone from Relay Indiana and can keep their independence. Relay Indiana allows a caller to read what the other party is saying. This advanced technology keeps Hoosiers connected so that everyone can contribute to Indiana's productive future. Learn more at relayindiana.com.
David was in big trouble with the IRS.
At first, I didn't owe that much, but after this year, it was out of control.
Then David called Get a Tax Lawyer.
Right away, they were like, oh yeah, looks like you're qualified to save.
Get a Tax Lawyer went to work.
Should have called way sooner.
Get a Tax Lawyer has helped thousands like David fight the IRS and get a fresh start.
Call 800-745-3070. That's 800-745-3070.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash, with 0% interest.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business. We mean business.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov or text Hammer and Nigel to 46220 today.
Celebrate in red, white, and blue with Hammer and Nigel at Woodland Bowl January 16th. They're live at 3 and bowling kicks off at 6:30. Go to WIBC.com for your chance to win tickets to the sold-out Red, White, and Bowl presented by Jack Daniels and benefiting the Bowlers to Veterans link.
Mike Priest is in for Matt Baer.
And we've got a slowdown south on 65 from 21st to Meridian. You catch a couple seconds of open space, and that's heavy all the way through the downtown collector. And the delays are now continuing out of the south split, most of the way to Keystone. Northbound backed up from Raymond to the south split. 465 on the east side. Congestion southbound most of the way from 70 to 74. And 69 northbound slows off of 465 to 82nd. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window. Right now at B-Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B-Window, they mean business. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
51 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
I swear to God, I don't know about you, Hammer. I was addicted. I could not stop watching Trump's stand-up comedy special earlier today at the GOP retreat where he just stood up there and just hammered people for like 2 hours straight. Did you watch any of that?
It was like he was recording a Netflix special.
It was. Here he is having a lot of fun talking about transgenders lifting weights and boxing versus women.
Crazy. And that I have a young gentleman who transitioned. He was a very good boxer, but he wanted to be a woman, which is,
hey,
to each his own. Because I want to be very liberal when it comes to these subjects. I'm trying to get that vote. It's not an easy vote to get. It's very tough for me to get it.
The trans vote?
But he transitioned, and he transitioned, and the girl was a champion boxer from Italy, remember? She got up, first round, he hit her, boom, with a left. A left, for those, everybody here knows about, but a left, Lisa knows better than anybody, but a left is defense. He goes, boom. She's like, oh my, she walked to the corner, remember? She didn't go down.
She didn't want to go back in.
But she did everything else. But she said, I've never been hit like that before.
It was in the Olympics.
I don't want to go out again.
And then apparently he let us in on a little secret behind the scenes with his relationship with Melania Trump. She doesn't like the YMCA dancing.
She doesn't like the Trump dance?
She doesn't like the Trump dance.
My wife, by the way, my wife hates when I do this. She said, she's a very classy person, right? She said, it's so unpresidential. I said, but I did become president.
Good point.
She hates when I dance. I said, everybody wants me to dance. Darling, it's not presidential. She actually said, could you imagine FDR dancing? She said that to me.
Who's in a wheelchair, was in a wheelchair.
And I said, there's a long history that perhaps she doesn't know. Because he was an elegant fellow. Even as a Democrat, right? He was the attack by Japan,
honestly, we could spend an entire show playing clips from this stand-up comedy routine at the GOP retreat today from Donald Trump.
I love Melania hates the dance. I love the dance.
I love it. Everybody does.
Right. People at weddings now do the dance. It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Here's for you like family. Family heating and air.
We set out to be the very best of the best, and the past couple years we've actually achieved that. For all of the state of Indiana, we've been awarded the Dealer of the Year award twice now. Unlike other brands, that only gets handed to one dealer every year, and we're very proud to have won that twice.
Put the best to work for you at FamilyHVAC.net. Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hey, what's up? It's Hammer here for We Grow Hair Indy. Look, this was a leap of faith from me. I was a little leery about partnering with We Grow Hair Indy, but I'm glad that I did, because the back of my dome, I've got what's known as a monkey's butt. I got a little bald spot in the back of my big head, and it's been getting bigger and bigger. And sometimes when I'm on TV or the YouTube camera, it looks bad. It looks embarrassing. So I reached out for help. And We Grow Hair Indy folks, they sat down with me face to face and said, look, we've got new technology. It's not going to be painful. You're not going to look like you've been scalped or anything like that. And I said, that put me at ease. After speaking with the doctors that they've got there, that put me at ease. So I've got my procedure scheduled in February. And I'm telling you, if I can do this, you guys can do this. So contact them today, WeGrowHairIndy.com, or call 317-522-2995. Do it with me. Let's look good, guys.
Guy Relford here. Time again for the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show this coming weekend at the State Fairgrounds, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's never been a more important time to exercise our rights as true Americans. It's the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show. See the best in sporting, hunting, and personal protection gear, plus great displays of Americana. Come see us this weekend at the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show, Friday 2 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, and Sunday 9 to 4. It's the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show. See you there.
Hey, Nigel here. My wife and daughter both have birthdays in March, and if you've got something on your calendar you want to celebrate, whether it's a birthday, anniversary, anything special, and you want to give a great gift, PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg. You know where it's at, 3750 South Green Street. Huge selection of everything, jewelry, watches, necklaces, diamond stud earrings, and it's local, man. They don't mark their jewelry up as much as the big box retailers do. Muddy boots always welcome at PA Jewelers at the Farmhouse in Brownsburg.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
The Pacers have a full schedule of games in January and some great matchups.
Jackson attacking in on the left side with a left-hand scoop, and he's on the line with a chance for a three-point play.
Catch the Pacers and Cavs in a Central Division showdown Tuesday at 7.
High middle screen Huff, back to Huff from Nembhard. 4 seconds to shoot, 3 seconds to shoot. Nembhard way out on the left edge, beat the clock and hit a three.
Get your tickets at Pacers.com/tickets. Pacers Cavs, Tuesday at 7.
Coming up in 2 minutes,
A dangerous day for an Indiana congressman. You'll hear why. The FBI in Indianapolis releasing data on all they accomplished last year. Plus, the Indy 500 Festival theme for next year has been released. You'll hear what that's all about and what they think the theme is really supposed to provide in terms of Indiana's rich history. All that and more coming up in 2 minutes from the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios. You are listening to 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It's 4 o'clock, and now we go over to Fox News.
A tug of war on foreign policy. Elisa Brady, Fox News. As many Democrats in Congress and some Republicans continue to sound an alarm over the U.S. military's weekend capture of Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro to face criminal charges in the U.S.
The challenge, and this is what most of us in my caucus on the Hill are raising, the challenge is the lack of a clear plan for what comes next.
Delaware Senator Chris Coons on Fox also taking issue with President Trump's suggestions there may be more.
He has threatened to attack Colombia or Cuba, and we have a massive flotilla now in the South Caribbean.
The Senate could vote this week on a resolution aimed at limiting military force without approval from Congress. Senate Majority Leader John Thune telling reporters earlier the president has demonstrated a commitment to peace through strength.
And I think Venezuela delivered or got that message loudly and clearly. And I think other countries in this hemisphere who are cooperating with narco-terrorists or in league with China and Russia and Iran and countries like that need to be on notice.
Arizona Democratic Senator Ruben Gallego says he's introducing a resolution to block the president from invading Greenland. The White House press secretary just releasing a statement calling acquiring Greenland an important foreign policy goal and a national security priority, vital to deterring adversaries in the Arctic region. Caroline Leavitt also not ruling out military action as an option. A bipartisan caucus in Congress calls talk of annexing Greenland necessarily needlessly dangerous, arguing that Denmark, a NATO ally, has been in lockstep with the U.S. in the territory for decades, accepting every request to increase military presence to deter Russia and China. Another record day on Wall Street, the Dow with its first close above 49K. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Why the announcement from the president? A cloudy sky, but a clear radar. 51 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:02. President Donald Trump sharing news today about Indiana Republican Congressman Jim Baird while speaking at the House GOP member retreat.
We also want to send our best wishes to Congressman Jim Baird and his wife, who are recovering from a car accident.
A spokesman for Baird saying this afternoon that he and his wife are expected to make a full recovery from that accident. Investigators are trying to figure out what caused the crash. The FBI in Indianapolis says they had some historic results last year, including a prevention of an ISIS-inspired attack. Jarrett Lewis reports.
In a report put out by the FBI Indianapolis field office on Monday, they say an attack inspired by ISIS and planned for a central Indiana high school was completely foiled. The FBI did not mention when this happened or what school was involved, but they did say the student involved was expelled from school and their access to firearms was cut off. The agency added that they were able to disrupt the plot with help from local partners. The FBI in Indianapolis also said they saw a significant increase in arrests made in 2025, a 112% jump compared to the year prior. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
$2.75 a gallon is the Indiana gas average today, according to AAA. Some schools in Indiana have decided to move their high school basketball games from Friday night this week to another night because of the Peach Bowl game between Indiana and Oregon. IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig says IU football has captured the Hoosier spirit.
It's really a tribute to the state of Indiana and their willingness to. It's all for one. And, Indiana University's having historical success with their football program, and people want to be part of that.
Neidig was at the Rose Bowl in California last week when Indiana beat Alabama 38-3. The 500 Festival announced its 2026 annual theme as Racing Through History, a celebration of the legacy and milestones of the festival. That theme will be the focus for the 50th running of the IU Health 500 Festival Mini Marathon and the 70th 500 Festival Parade. Organizers say the festival's story is built on community collaboration and shared experiences. It's 4:04, your traffic and weather in 1 minute.
When you have a fire emergency, you need a restoration company you can trust to put everything back together. Pat Sullivan here for the Michaelis Corporation. I know, I've relied on Michaelis after a fire at my home. I'm here with the owner, Richard Michaelis. Richard, what makes Michaelis the right call if you have a fire?
Michaelis is local and family owned. We are your neighbors, 39 years of experience, and we'll respond 24/7, 365. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified. We will restore your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
I've lived it. Michaelis was on the scene at my home before the firefighters had even rolled up their hoses. They asked me about calling a restoration company. I told them I had Michaelis. They told me Michaelis was the real deal. You help with insurance too?
Yes, we'll work through the insurance process to give you peace of mind.
Water, storm, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIXED-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
With traffic at 4:05, here's Mike Priest.
Drivers snagging up southbound on 65 with a stall before West Street. That blocks the right lane. Then you're jammed through the downtown collector, right from the north split through the south split, back onto southbound 65 to Keystone. 70 eastbound, delays accumulating from West Street to the south split. East side of 465, backed up northbound 56th Street onto 69. That delay continues north to 82nd Street. North side of 465, getting heavier westbound from Meridian to Michigan. Traffic is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Your favorite song shouldn't have to wait for Wi-Fi. Switch to Straight Talk and get real unlimited data on Verizon's 5G network. Straight Talk available at straighttalk.com or Walmart. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Wednesday, we're tracking more sunshine with temperatures back into the lower 50s with light winds. And then our next system arrives Thursday. Now, we're going to see some showers pass through into Thursday afternoon with a warm front moving through, and then additional showers and a few thunderstorms will move in late Thursday night to Friday morning. Isolated strong storms are possible. It'll be windy with high temperatures approaching near 60 by Thursday night. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel.
Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it.
How about some good news, Hammer?
Bring it.
From WIBC.com. According to the Indiana Department of Education, nearly 92% of Indiana seniors graduated from high school last year. That beats the previous record of 90.23% the year before.
All right, so
Okay.
I'm trying not to be cynical
I'm
here.
down.
Okay, yes, you're right. It's good news. But you're telling me that the last 2 years have been the record for seniors graduating. Am I expected to believe that high school seniors have just been getting smarter every year? Because I got to tell you,
well, that's what this
I see some of my youngest son's high school friends, and this is the Tide Pod eating generation. And I just find it hard to believe that everybody is record level smart now compared to years past.
Wow.
Like, this is the third consecutive year of improved graduation rates. I'm wondering, and I do not have this information in front of me, do these schools get funding, extra money for their graduation numbers, for passing kids through? Are the teachers just sending them through?
Yeah, that's a good point. Are the students elevating, or are the school systems making it easier to graduate?
Right. Do they just want to get rid of you and survive in advance?
Point, yeah.
Like, if you're telling me you see some sort of difference in society the last 3 years of, wow, these high school kids, they're really smart. I'm really noticing a trend here. They're ready to take over the world. Here are the keys. I don't see that. These were the people that were burning themselves on coils on YouTube. These were the people that were eating Tide Pods. These were the people that were climbing up on milk crates.
We are so cynical. Like you said, oh, this hurts. Can't we just be happy? Now you're calling your kids' friends dumb?
Yes. Not all of them. Not all of them, but quite a few. I don't think it's record level smart is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think these schools are getting more funding the more kids that they can pass through. Like if the state says, wow, look at school A over here. They've got a graduation rate of this percentage. Let's give them more funding. That's what I think is happening here. I don't necessarily think it's all of a sudden fingers were snapped and people are smarter.
Black, Hispanic, white, English learners, special education percentage numbers all up from the previous year.
So nobody at all.
Talking about
down.
graduating rates.
So the teachers, that's the other angle here. You're telling me the teachers now are so much better than what they were, prior to 3 years ago. I don't know, man. I just feel like if you follow the money, you'll see a correlation with this record level of graduation rate. That's all that I'm saying.
Okay.
You know who I think is cool in a very nerdy way? White House advisor Stephen Miller.
Oh, Dracula?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's
yes.
He's a killer, man.
He knows his stuff.
He's kind of a nerd, but there's no way I'd sit there and debate him.
No.
On anything. Like,
he's got
take you down, man.
President Trump's ear.
Yes.
He's the White House advisor, and he's fearless. He's that bald guy that you see going toe-to-toe with CNN and MSNBC all the time, but he's super smart. And something about being super smart, I think, is cool, but also kind of makes you a nerd at the same time.
Is that right?
Here is White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller not ruling out using military force to take over Greenland when he was on CNN.
The United States should have Greenland as part of the United States. There's no need to even think or talk about this in the context that you're asking of a military operation. Nobody's going to fight the United States militarily over the...
What happened? You get cut off?
Got cut off.
All right. Well, I think you get the point there. He's arguing that U.S. should be do kind of an Alaska deal. You know what I mean? Like an Alaska type bargain. They're not talking about the United States militarily going out and taking over Greenland.
No.
Not that they're trying to annex it, and there's military benefits and economic resources that would benefit the United States. But the military stuff is like there's a military base up there with a strategic warning system, and it would allow, unrestricted access to, expanding the threat of Russia and China in the Arctic. So when we're talking about this, I don't know how they would do it, but proponents are saying this is kind of like a bargain, like Alaska type deal.
Right.
Which they would do.
We're not talking hostile takeover here.
No.
Right? Sending Delta Force in there in the middle of the night like they did Maduro. That's not what's happening here. But if given the opportunity to play let's make a deal, I think Greenland could make out like bandits on this, and the United States would absolutely do it. It makes sense, but I'm not holding my breath that this is going to happen. Now, while he was also on CNN, this may be the best 80 seconds of your day. It's a little longer of a soundbite than I like to normally play, but just going toe-to-toe. We were talking about smug people earlier. Jake Tapper of CNN, one of the most smug people on television, and I don't know why. His ratings are ass. He had a horrible book that nobody bought other than his donors. Like the people that do these super PACs and try to lift up the liberal media. No person bought a Jake Tapper book for Christmas. Jake Tapper talking with Stephen Miller about the Maduro raid.
The future of the free world, Jake, depends on America being able to assert ourselves and our interests without apology. This whole period that happened after World War II, where the West began apologizing and groveling and begging
I don't even
and engaging
know,
these
honestly,
vast
what you're talking
reparations
about right
schemes.
now.
What I'm talking about, Jake, is the idea, and by the way, you do. I know you love doing that smarmy thing, Jake, and I was hoping you'd be better than that this time.
I asked you about if there should be an election.
Exactly.
I asked you if there would be an election in Venezuela. That's what I asked. I said, why was the president so quick to dismiss Machado? You answered that question. And then I said,
the objective, Jake, is security and stability for the people of Venezuela. With our help and leadership, that country will become more prosperous than it has ever been in its whole history. The reason why I was giving you that speech, which I know you didn't want to hear, is because you're approaching this from the wrong frame. This neoliberal frame that the United States' job is to go around the world and demanding immediate elections to be held everywhere, immediately, all the time, right away. to create
No,
these vacuums.
That's not what I think, but you invaded the country. We went into the country and we seized the leader of Venezuela.
Damn straight we did.
And I'm saying,
we're not going to let.
so is the
point
U.S. going to have new
Jake,
elections?
is that we're not going to let Tim Pot communist dictators send rapists into our country, send drugs into our country, send weapons into our country.
Okay.
And we're not going to let a country fall into the hands of our adversaries.
Listen how defeated yet still smug Jake Tapper sounds there.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll move on. Okay.
Again, why anybody on CNN would have an ego is beyond me.
Hammer, the corporate legacy media doesn't have any credibility. 92% negative coverage of Donald Trump leading up to the election, and he won in a landslide. Popular vote, electoral college, it wasn't even close. Swing states, it wasn't even close. Zero credibility whatsoever.
And the popular vote, one, it doesn't even matter.
Right.
But two, it's set up to be won by the Democrats. Because you look at some of the big cities where the freeloaders all live at, they predominantly vote blue because they believe in free stuff, even though it doesn't exist. That's how you rig the popular vote. It's set up for the Democrats to win, and the Democrats still lost it. They lost it. And you've got smug Jake Tapper up there. Okay. Nobody watches his show. Like, nobody watches CNN. Those dirtbags have been in third place for years. So why, of any network, are they the most arrogant? The Bakari Sellers, the Jake Tappers. Why do these guys have an attitude? No idea. All right, Matt Baer is out today. Let's take a look at the roads with Mike Priest.
Going south on 65, it's going to be heavy for you, backed up through the downtown collector and out of the south split to Keystone. 70 eastbound slowing from Harding to the south split. Around 465 on the south side, it's backing up eastbound from Meridian to 65. North side with westbound delays Meridian to Michigan. And on the east side, northbound is slow from 56th Street onto a crowded and construction-laden 69. This report is sponsored by ChumbaCasino.com. With over 100 online casino-style games, Chumba Casino is your destination for nonstop entertainment. No purchase necessary. VGW Group void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions 21+. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
50 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And again, to use a sports analogy, because I like to use sports analogies a lot, Jake Tapper's attitude and his smugness would be like the head coach of the New York Jets kind of being just the most overbearing, cocky, arrogant piece of crap you could find. Like, what have you done to warrant this type of attitude?
Did they
what have you
fire
done?
him? I don't think they fired him.
No, they haven't fired Jake Tapper either. That's why that comparison works so well. Hey, we are at 50 thumbs up on the WIBC YouTube page. We would like to get to 100. So jump on right now. If you think Heritage Legacy Media are so smug and out of touch with the people, give us a like. Give us a thumbs up. If you would like to see more producer Allison on camera, give us a like. Give us a thumbs up.
That out. Yeah.
We got to get to 100. So that way we can go in the back and moon the morons that work in the digital department. The 20-year-olds that think they know everything.
Morons. That's
Pants
harsh.
down, spread the cheeks, let them know what time it is. If you can get us to 100, we get to do that. WIBC's YouTube page, jump in the chat, watch the cams, and give us a like. Is this anything next?
I had previous experience with weight loss injections before, and they were using a compound semaglutide, and it made me nauseous, and I decided to stop. That is until I hooked up with Premier Weight Loss. They don't mess around with the compound stuff, and I've lost 8 pounds in 2 months. And I got to tell you, Hammer's been pretty successful with it too, right?
I reached out to Premier Weight Loss ND when I had reached a plateau in my weight loss journey. Could not lose any more weight. And since I've been working with Premier Weight Loss ND, I'm down 16 pounds in 2 months. And those 2 months were holiday months. I ate cookies, I ate some bad stuff, but I still lost weight. My habits are so much better. I feel better. This is the best thing that I've done. You should totally reach out to these guys. 2 different locations, 96th and Meridian, and another one off of 106th and 69. Let them customize a plan that works for you. Premier Weight Loss ND, pwlindy.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling will pay you cash for your scrap metal. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling may seem familiar to you, and that's because they are. They're trusted local family-owned businesses going back 3 generations in Indy with their familiar orange logo and a name you know. But you may not know they'll pay you cash for your scrap metal. Cash is king. Your scrap aluminum, steel, copper, and brass will get you cash from Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Just drop it off, and you'll put cash in your pocket. Ray's Demolition and Farnsworth Metal Recycling. Local names you can trust with 2 locations.
Farnsworth Metal Recycling, a familiar face in Indy.
Get cash for your scrap. Get started at farnsworthmetals.com.
It's not just cancer care, it's the complete care you get at Hendricks.
And you can feel that spirit of excellence, trying to do what's best from a medical standpoint, but also trying to affect the patient and their family as you would a family member.
Hendricks Care is trying to meet the patient where they are. You know your body better than anyone else.
Do the cancer screening early.
An ounce of prevention versus a pound of cure.
Learn about health screenings at hendricks.org/cancer.
When it's cold, the last thing you want is your home's heater to quit on you. At 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning, our team of comfort specialists take the frustration out of the equation. From simple repairs to more complex fixes, we'll get you warm and comfortable quickly. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com. Don't forget, we're
Always on time, or you don't pay on time. Always on time, or you don't pay on time.
independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast!
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an Elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
You've worked hard to save for retirement. Is your financial advisor working just as hard? Find out with Greg Ayler, Sunday mornings at 7 on WIBC.
Hammer and Nigel presents
It depends upon what the meaning of the word is.
Is this anything?
All right, let's rock and roll.
Brought to you by Indiana Unclaimed, presented by the Attorney General's Office in Indiana, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every single week. Fast, easy, and free to search. If you got any money floating around out there, IndianaUnclaimed.gov.
Real quick, point of privilege here.
Sure.
Looking at the YouTube chat, Chad Williams, what's with begging for YouTube views every day? It's radio. Start a podcast.
Huh?
Hey, Chad, piss off. That's my response. Like, we do this every day, right? Our digital department asked us to make sure we get 100 likes. And I'm trying to help out the 20-year-old numbnuts in the back. I'm trying to be a good teammate here. So, Chad, if that hurts your feelings, Chad, I'm sorry. Again, piss off. Sorry. Just little stuff just bothers me sometimes, Nigel.
Scroll down, and Chad also writes, love the show.
Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for listening, Chad. We're glad that you enjoyed the program, but think before you type next time. You came off like an a-hole. Anyway, is this anything? A postal worker in Florida has been arrested after trying to run a 10-year-old on a scooter off the road using his mail truck.
What?
So there's a 10-year-old on one of those scooters, and this mailman in Florida tried to run him off the road in his truck. He thought the kid was a porch pirate, but he was just trying to bring a wrongly delivered package to the right address. Here's the police on how it went down.
This isn't just a simple oops crash with a 10-year-old on the road. This is an intentional act by a United States postal worker. You know, it's amazing what a small conversation would do in a situation rather than jumping straight to your use of force, or putting your hands on somebody, or just really escalating the situation way past where it should have been. It's a 10-year-old on a scooter. It's not a normal porch pirate running up snatching packages that you just dropped off.
Oh, I tell you what, if the official mailman of this radio show, Justin, ever saw a porch pirate, he delivers mail in Hendricks County somewhere, he'd run his ass over.
When I first heard this story, I had to double check that it wasn't in central Indiana.
Yeah. Now, of course, this lunatic should be arrested. You don't, first of all, the kid was trying to do the right thing and delivering the package to the right place, and is 10 years old. I don't care if he is trying to steal the package. Yeah, this guy should be in jail. This is something.
Now, you say the mailman may be joining us on Friday down at Coach's. I would love to get his perspective on this. You know, get a few drinks in him first and say, be honest.
We'll bring him up.
If you thought somebody was being a porch pirate, whether it's a 10-year-old kid or a 50-year-old man, would you run him over?
Okay.
Be curious to hear his answer. Let's keep it in the mail industry here. A Florida man was arrested for allegedly pretending to be a mailman and stealing from other mailboxes. Here's some of the initial interrogation when officers first arrested Sean Cronin.
Do you want to explain to me why you were sticking your hand in mailboxes? This is your bike?
Yeah.
What's in there?
He's on a bike.
Bunch of mail.
Bunch of mail from what? The mailboxes that are open?
All over the place.
All over the place.
You ever seen a mailman ride a bike?
I don't think I have.
I don't think they ride bikes. They walk their route.
Those black socks pedaling their little asses off in the summertime, wearing the shorts.
Suck. Yeah, this is something. I just watched the episode of Seinfeld where Newman wanted to get a transfer to Hawaii. You remember that? And Jerry, but he couldn't deliver all his mail that he had because he was storing it in a locker and just throwing it away. So Jerry really wanted to get rid of Newman, and he became a mailman to help him deliver the mail so he could get his transfer to Hawaii. That little song that he's whistling, and he was delivering it too fast. He goes, Newman goes, I didn't get my transfer. And Jerry's like, why not? Because the mail got delivered on time, and they knew it wasn't me.
I get it. We could probably do a full show with the official mailman.
Sure.
Like just running these topics through them. Real quick, going back to the YouTube chat, DeLorean writes, I just came here to give a thumbs up for Hammer roasting Chad.
Perfect.
Thank you. Thank you.
It worked.
Last one. Is this anything? The world's oldest Twinkie turning 50 years old. A chemistry teacher in Maine opened it back up in 1976 after a student asked how long it lasts. It'd been sitting in class in a case in this school for decades, since 1976. Here is the retired science teacher, Roger, talking about the world's oldest Twinkie.
One of my students just happened to ask me, well, how long would a Twinkie last? And I said, well, let's do an experiment. So I gave the student a couple of dollars, asked the student to go down to Merrill & Hinckley's and pick up a package of Twinkies. I basically unripped the package, ate one of the Twinkies, and then put the other package up on the chalkboard. I basically say the Twinkie has become much like me. It's older, it's grayer, and it's more flaky, but it's become more brittle, so you could no longer take it, you wouldn't want to whack it on a table because you'd probably shatter the Twinkie.
I tell you what, yeah, this is something. I could rock a Twinkie like nobody's business when I was a kid. Man, if you could overdose on Twinkies, I'd be dead.
Twinkie OD.
Dead!
Dead! It's the Hammer and Nigel show.
Your event isn't just a date on a calendar. It's a reputation. It's your reputation. It's a moment you can't get back. So why trust anybody else? Trust the most experienced at Nameless Catering. We are engineered for high-stakes weddings and massive corporate lunches. We rely on systems, not stock photos. We don't just deliver meals, we deliver peace of mind. We are Nameless Catering, Indianapolis's standard for service.
All right, hold everything. We interrupt this commercial set for caller roulette. I forgot to solicit for the phone calls, so we're going to do caller roulette here for the first time in 2026, okay? I don't know if our phone line's going to work. Producer Allison's going to work her magic and see if we can do this. But if you want to talk about anything, let's rock this thing. 239-9393. If you want to talk about the Maduro raid, if you want to talk about the Indiana State House, if you want to talk about the Colts or the Hoosiers or Allison or Nigel or myself or Rob Kendall or Tony, whatever you want, we're not going to screen your phone call. We're just going to get your name, which is incredibly stupid and dangerous. So callers, line them up. We'll take as many as we can. 239-9393. We don't take a lot of calls on this show, but when we do caller roulette, we go big or we go home. 239-9393. Be brief, but get your calls in right now.
Minneapolis's standard for service.
By texting 64,000, you agree to receive recurring automated marketing messages from IQ Bar. Message and data rates may apply. No purchase required. Terms apply. Available at eatiqbar.com/policy/terms of service.
Most protein bars are packed with sugar, carbs, and unpronounceable ingredients. There's a much better option. I'm Will, and I crafted IQ Bar plant protein bars with clean, functional, delicious ingredients to empower doers like you with superior brain and body fuel.
Now you can get 20% off all IQ Bar products plus free shipping when you text IQ Bar to 64,000. That's IQ Bar to 64,000.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level. On the go.
A tough time for this congressman. Overcast skies, 51 degrees in the Circle City. Lows tonight in the low 40s. I'm Sean Herrick. Here's what's trending at 4:31. Indiana Republican Congressman Jim Baird and his wife were injured in a car crash described as pretty bad by President Donald Trump. Baird, who represents Indiana's 4th Congressional District, expressed gratitude for prayers and plans to continue serving his constituents. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz discusses a new state leave program along with his decision to drop out of the 2026 governor's race. Fox's Jeff Manasso.
In his first appearance since quitting his re-election bid, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz talked up a new 20-week paid family leave program, with critics calling it another open door to fraud. Walz says there will be security measures as he also addressed ongoing fraud investigations and says he wasn't pressured by Democrats to bow out of his re-election bid.
This is a decision that I make and make with my family.
That he will not resign and says Republican rhetoric is hurting the state, as Minnesota GOP Senate Minority Leader Mark Johnson tells Fox News.
We're going to see a cultural change in Minnesota that brings us back to common sense again.
Jeff Manasso, Fox News.
Ukrainian allies meeting in Paris today to discuss security guarantees after a potential peace deal is reached with Russia. The U.S. is being represented by Special Envoy Steve Witkoff.
We think we're largely finished with security protocols, which are important so that the people of Ukraine know that when this ends, it ends forever.
Russian leaders insist that there can be no ceasefire until a comprehensive settlement is agreed to. Former Transportation Secretary and South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg is planning to visit La Crosse, Wisconsin for a town hall January 16th. He's expected to discuss the cost of housing, child care, health care, and the need for leadership that actually listens, he says. Buttigieg ran for the Democratic nomination in 2020 and has left the door open for a second attempt at the presidency. Florida is no longer the lightning capital of America. That is now Oklahoma, according to scientists who used new technology involving 1,800 sensors across the United States, which registered 73 lightning strikes per square mile last year in Oklahoma. Scientists now say the Great Plains is the most active region for high-impact storms. And your closing bell report on 93 WIBC, a record day for the Dow. It finished up almost 485 points to 49,462. That's the first time ever that the Dow has finished above 49,000. The S&P 500 gained almost 43 points to 6944, and the Nasdaq finished up 151 points today to 23,547. Your traffic and weather in 1 minute. It's 4:34.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in tax debt? Do not ignore this message. The IRS has more power than any collection agency in America. Often without warning, they can garnish your wages, levy your bank account, place a lien on your home, seize assets like your business, and revoke your passport. Every year, thousands lose their paychecks overnight or have their assets seized because they waited too long. You don't have to face the IRS alone. Call Federated Tax today. We'll connect you with an experienced tax professional who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. You may qualify for IRS hardship programs like the Fresh Start Initiative or many other programs that can stop garnishments, stop bank account seizures, reduce or eliminate penalties, and lower your settlement amount. You deserve to maintain your life. Don't let the IRS take it over. Make the call today to Federated Tax, 370-1384. The call and consultation are absolutely free. 800-370-1384. 800-370-1384.
Traffic at 4:35. Here's Mike Priest.
Several crashes have popped up on the east side of 465. You're jammed southbound Pendleton Pike to past 70 with a crash on the left shoulder. Delays are building westbound on 70 right by the Sam Jones with a crash that takes out the right lane. Fire department on scene with that one. Also a crash reported on the Sam Jones itself in the westbound lanes at Lyndhurst, and that westbound traffic is pretty solid now. Traffic is sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B Window, they mean business. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Your American Standard Heating Weather Center forecast.
Expect a dry and mostly cloudy Tuesday night. Lows will be down to the upper 30s. Wednesday, we're tracking more sunshine with temperatures back into the lower 50s with light winds. And then our next system arrives Thursday. Now, we're going to see some showers pass through into Thursday afternoon with a warm front moving through, and then additional showers and a few thunderstorms will move in late Thursday night to Friday morning. Isolated strong storms are possible. It'll be windy with high temperatures approaching near 60 by Thursday night. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna from 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Can you believe these animals? What the hell's happening to this country?
On 93 WIBC.
A little segment we like to call Caller Roulette. Usually we screen the calls that we take. We don't take very many live calls from the people that are listening to the show. This is a very irresponsible segment, actually, of a radio show to do.
Right, considering we've got everything to lose, and based on the calls we normally get, hardly nothing to gain. The last time we did Caller Roulette was when Nigel was on vacation and Chris Hammer was here.
Yeah, great job.
We had a great run. Every call was great, and then Charles called in.
Oh, Charles. I'm sorry I missed that.
And I may have snapped at Charles, and I kind of felt bad afterwards because all he was doing was bitching and moaning and then, stumbling through something, and I did not want to end the year like that. So I yelled at Charles, and I kind of feel bad about it. Well, I don't. But we took another call afterwards, and we had a great end of the year.
Okay, good.
This is the first time we've done it in 2026. So pressure's on these callers. I want to get off onto a great first step in 2026 here.
Let's do it.
Eric is up first. Eric, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel Show. What you got, man?
Okay, well, hopefully we get started on a good note here in 2026. There is an institution down in Vincennes, Indiana, and a professor there by the name of Virgil Franklin, and he is a voice doppelganger for Nigel. So I'm going to need you to look him up. Be awesome to get him on the show, have a conversation with him.
Okay. Now, listen, I got to be honest with you, Eric. If I'm going to Vincennes, I'm not going to look up the Nigel doppelganger. I'm going to the Ponderosa. One of the last.
Oh my gosh! How did you forget?
One of the last Ponderosas in existence in Vincennes, Indiana.
Let's go see the Nigel doppelganger.
Only if we go to Ponderosa. You and I can have a mandate, Nige. We'll go down there. Maybe we'll stop off in Terre Haute and go to the casino.
I like it.
And then head back to Indy.
Okay.
We're in.
Deal.
Eric, thank you. Victor is up next. Victor, what's happening? Go ahead, Victor.
Hey, I just want to say Rob Kendall is a tool. He screams too much, and he sounds like an idiot. That's all.
All right. Hey, we're off and running right now.
Clip that and send it to Rob, would you, Allison?
That's got to be a promo for the Kendall and Casey show, right?
He's going to want to play that tomorrow at some point.
I believe this is Drake for America. Drake, my man, how are you?
What's going on, guys? How we doing? Hope everyone's doing good, being good, making good choices. But always remember, bad decisions, well, they make the best stories, don't they? Don't they, Mr. Hammer? Don't you agree? What goes on in Vegas stays in Vegas, or sometimes leaks out?
Oh no, some of that stuff comes back with you, man. I've been to Vegas a number of times to say some of that stuff can come back.
Nice. Well, I hope you guys are having a good new year. However, I got to tell you, I'm going through some WIBC withdrawals. I'm really hoping you can at least answer me this question. Are we going to have a night with WIBC in 2026? Please say yes.
Oh, wow.
So that's up to the promotional team here. I got to be honest with you. As a gambling man, my money says no, because here's the real reality, all right? The behind the scenes of this event. It costs an awful lot to put on. And it's so time-consuming for management and the digital people, because every show, we've got so much stuff we want on the screens and music and video. And
yeah, it took a lot of time.
It takes a lot of time, and there's like a million damn stations that we're partnered with now. I just don't think they've got the time to pull it off.
We're going to do a lot more individual show stuff. Like Hammer and Nigel are going to be out on the road a lot more.
Right. Now, somebody in the YouTube chat brought up the cruise or the trip to Vegas, which is still something that I think is in play, but the amount of legal stuff that goes into that is what makes it take so long to finalize. Because, like a cruise, for example, somebody gets drunk, falls overboard. We can't be held liable for that. Somebody goes to Vegas, makes a bad decision, gets handsy, gets arrested or whatnot. We're not liable for that. So lawyers have made fun trips a pain in the butt for companies and media members.
Wow.
You know, there was a radio station in Indy a number of years ago that had a big promotion where everybody goes to a hotel and you check in and we have a big party.
Yeah, there was an assault, right?
Somebody was sexually assaulted, and I believe the station was held liable.
Wow.
Even though the host and everything didn't do anything wrong,
yeah.
Their guests had an issue. So when I say there's legal stuff, that's what we're talking about. But trust me, I'm working the salespeople every minute I can get for a cruise or a trip to Vegas or something. Let's go to Ben. Ben, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey, hope you guys are doing good. Earlier, you guys were talking about the increase in the Indiana graduation rates, and as somebody who works in education, I wanted to provide some context because you guys are totally right. I don't know necessarily about all the money, but there's a lot of like new policies, like no zero policies. Like even if a student turns in nothing, there's a lot of administrations out there that mandate a teacher gives them a 50% on an assignment, even if they turn nothing in, that is pushing these graduation rates higher, even though the learning might not be as high.
Now, if you're just tuning in, this is in regards to the report that Indiana Department of Education put out, and they're kind of doing a victory lap that it's a record number of high school seniors that graduated this year. It's up from the record a year ago, and the last 3 years are the most high school seniors by percentage that's ever graduated. And Nigel and I were being a little cynical with the numbers here.
Just a tad. Are the students elevating, or are we making it easier to graduate, sir, on the phone? This is Ben for the education system. I want to believe that the students are elevating. I want to believe that.
Yeah, I want to believe that too, but I also see a lot of policies that, and I mean, teachers go back and forth, like, in the industry. We'll debate on, like, well, is this a good policy or not? But honestly, I think it inflates graduation rates more than it helps. I mean, I didn't get that policy when I was in school.
No way. Yeah.
Right on.
Me either.
Ben, we appreciate
Thanks,
you,
buddy.
man. Thank
Good
you.
perspective.
Allison, we got one more, right? We got another Eric standing by. Eric, welcome to the Hammer and Nigel show.
Hey guys, two things real quick. One, both, and a good old beefy farts. And we'll see you Friday, guys.
Right on. Come on downtown, Eric. We'll see you at Coach's Tavern.
All right, see you, brother.
What the hell? Both. I remember at one point you going on the air and say people that instead of the word both, people say both with
It's
an
a
L.
pet peeve of mine, man. Like, you'll hear professional broadcasters, and listen, I'll slip up and say something wrong from time to time. I'm a bit of a hick, but you'll see like professional, state-of-the-art, studio-produced hosts say both. There's no L in the word both. B-O-T-H. Both of us went to the store, not both. Both of us went to the store. Ridiculous. All right. I think it's a good run.
All right.
I feel good about
better
that.
End on a
That's
high note.
The high note is the beefy fart and both call. I feel good about that, though. First round of Caller Roulette 2026 in the books. Party people. It's Hammer from the Hammer and Nigel show. And look, post-holiday cleanup is never fun. Is your house a mess? Do you got boxes and old stuff just cluttering everything? If you do, break off a phone call to my friends at Rubbish Works. RubbishWorks.com. Contact them today because they are a full-service cleanup crew. And what I mean by that is they will bring the dumpster and they will throw the stuff away. You could stand around, drink a beer, point what you want gone, and these guys do the work. They are a full-service junk removal. So now that we're in 2026, hit the reset button, clean that house out, and if you use the promo code HAMMER, you'll get $25 off. RubbishWorks.com or call 317-207-2749 for Rubbish Works.
Hi, this is Denny Smith for Exercise Inc. I've been a client for nearly 20 years, and I can tell you it works. I'm in my 70s now, and I'm doing things on the farm I couldn't even do in my 40s. Lifting, carrying, working without wondering if my body's going to quit on me. That's real strength. That's real results. And I'm not talking about vanity muscles. This is strength that shows up in real life. What makes Exercise Inc. different? The professional coaches, many with over 15 years of experience and a private gym where every workout is guided, efficient, and safe. Here's the best part. It only takes 20 minutes a week. Their training method came out of an osteoporosis research study. Their Simple 9 nutrition program has helped clients lose over 40,000 pounds, and people see real improvements in strength, energy, and health. This isn't a resolution you quit. It's a habit you keep. The consultation's free, and it's worth it. 5 locations, Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Greenwood, now in Fishers. Change your life in 20 minutes a week. Go to exerciseinc.com.
Of all the times to buy a new Lincoln, right now is the very best time at Tom Roush Lincoln. $9,000 off a new Lincoln Corsair, $9,000 off a new Lincoln Nautilus, or $9,000 off a new Lincoln Aviator. Your choice of any of these great luxury cars, $9,000 off. So come get that new Lincoln from Tom Roush Lincoln, where our family's been serving yours for over 53 years.
Corsair stock number L25277, MSRP 5220. Nautilus stock number L25270, MSRP 57235. Aviator stock number L25246, MSRP 65165. See dealer for complete offer details.
Pat Sullivan here. Fire emergency? I've had one. If you do, call Michaelis. Owner Richard Michaelis explains why.
Michaelis is local and family owned. 39 years of experience with 24/7, 365 response. The Michaelis Corporation is IICRC certified, restoring your home or business to pre-loss condition or better.
And Michaelis helps you through the insurance process, giving you peace of mind. Water, storms, fire, and mold. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Text or call 844-FIX-INDY.
Hi, I'm Tom Connors. Went to Mark Patrick's hypnosis seminar February 6, 2019. Nothing worked before. Left there and never smoked again. Amazing. Easy, affordable, and guaranteed. A year later, with my wife Michelle, attended Mark Patrick's weight loss seminar. She lost 18 pounds and I lost 43 in 8 weeks.
It's true. He smoked 2 packs a day and nothing worked until Mark Patrick Hypnosis. Now we're losing weight together, eating healthy, full on half the food, crazy, enjoying exercising. Who would have believed Mark Patrick Hypnosis really works?
It's amazing. I can breathe again, my blood pressure went down, and I've got so much energy.
So much energy.
And look great.
Lose weight or stop smoking with hypnosis. Only $59.99. Destroy unwanted cravings. January 29th at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites in Noblesville. Weight loss 5:30 p.m. Stop smoking at 8. Or January 31st, Holiday Inn Express Indianapolis Airport. Weight loss 11 a.m. Stop smoking at 2. Register at markpatrickseminars.com.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash, with 0% interest.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business. We mean business.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
Step into the spotlight with Dancing with the Stars. Catch the live show at Old National Center Wednesday, February 25th. Reserve your seats and tickets today at WIBC.com.
All right, coming up here in just a few minutes, we will be having some special guests in studio. Michael Paul Hart from the City County Council will join us a little bit after 5. And then around 5:20, Governor Mike Braun scheduled to join us in studio.
Oh, man, we don't have any beer again.
I know we're not allowed, wink, wink, to have any in here. It'd be a shame if we tried to sneak some in here, but...
The last time he was here, he's like, where's the beer?
We let the governor down last time. But that's coming up here in just a little bit. Right now, let's break down and have a look at the roads with Mike Priest.
Yeah, speaking of breakdowns, kind of a breakdown in sanity east of the airport. First, westbound on 70, a crash at the Sam Jones has just been cleared off the right side. Now, everything is jammed up on the exit to the Sam Jones because of a crash in the westbound lanes at Lyndhurst, making a mess of that. West side of 465, same neck of the woods. Northbound traffic solid from 70 to before Washington with a crash that takes out the right lane. Southbound on 65, it's heavy for you from 21st all the way to the south split. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window. Right now at B-Window, receive up to 60% off, plus 24 months, same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B-Window, they mean business. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
50 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. Again, if you missed the announcement earlier, 3 tickets are left. 3 additional tickets are available for purchase to our sold-out bowling event. It was sold out. Now they've got 3 tickets that are available.
Not very many.
Not very many. Buy them right now. I promise you're going to have a good time with us Friday night. A week from this Friday, actually at Woodland Bowl, presented by Jack Daniels. Buy those tickets now. And Nigel, where are we at on Friday?
The original home of the Hammer and Nigel show, broadcasting live. A little tailgate going on before IU, Oregon. Coach's Tavern downtown on Pennsylvania, kind of catty corner from the Field House. Come on down. We'll be broadcasting live and tailgating and getting ready for that big, huge, historic game for the Hoosiers.
If Indiana wins, they move on to the national championship. That's wild to say out loud.
It is.
Right? But yeah, it's going to be a great time. And what we've been doing, because this worked for the Alabama game, we're doing the same thing. I'm superstitious.
Yeah, let's not break tradition here.
Oregon jokes. So, taking you up until Friday, we're making fun of those man bun wearing hippies that smell bad from the Pacific Northwest. Oregon jokes. Let's light this candle. Nige, what's the difference between an Oregon Duck fan and a homeless person?
Tell me.
The homeless person smells better. Had to wait for it there. It was like a joke grenade. You tell it, you wait, and then boom, here comes Ed McMahon with the comedy explosion. One more. Why did the Oregon fan cross the road?
Why?
I don't know, but I bet he had a man bun on and stunk. There we go.
Good Lord.
2 Oregon jokes for you. We'll do another 2 tomorrow right around this time. I figured we could round out this quick little fun segment by doing something I think you would enjoy, Nige.
Me? Why me?
Because you are a Nickelback supporter.
Unapologetic.
You've always defended them against, jokes when they were the easy punching bag in pop culture. You have defended Nickelback's honor. Some social media influencer decided to remix Nickelback's song Photograph. This time, it's about even more photographs, okay? Take a listen.
Okay.
Look at this photograph. It's a photo of a photograph. There's another fucking photograph. Because I photographed a photograph. So many photographs. Makes me want to take a photograph. I should probably hang that photograph next to my photo of a photograph.
There you go. It's a little bit more about photographs.
You know, the one Nickelback, it's the same song, Photograph, I can't get enough of. It's been viewed like hundreds of millions of times, of where, because the music video, Chad Kroeger, the lead singer of Nickelback's holding up an actual photograph in the video, in a frame.
Yeah.
But this one says they reworked it on YouTube, and it's a picture of a graph, and it's kind of off to, look at this graph!
And graph is real long.
Look that up on YouTube during the break if you don't have time. Look at this graph! And he's holding up, they photoshopped a picture of a graph in that picture frame.
All right, what was discussed last night at the City County Council meeting? There's new leadership. We're going to find out if that's a good thing or a bad thing with Michael Paul Hart. He's one of the council members. He's scheduled to join us.
NPH, baby.
Coming up right after 5. And then about 5:20, Governor Mike Braun in studio. We will discuss fraud in Indiana. Property taxes. Yes, get off my back. We're talking property taxes with the governor today. That's all coming up. Stick around.
Hey, pay close attention to this one. How would you like to get a 20% upfront bonus when you invest your money? Not only do you get 20% bonus, but you'll also get an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the past 10 years. That sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Hey, it's Hammer and Nigel. Learn how you could do this with Bill Demery, your retirement guy here in Indy.
And how would you like to get an upfront 20% bonus on your money, plus an annual return that's averaged nearly 10% for the past 10 years? Let your money work for you. Let Bill Demery, your retirement guy, work for you. Contact him today. Set up that first free consultation. 317-805-4716. That's 317-805-4716, or visit yourretirementguy.com. That's yourretirementguy.com for Bill Demery.
Water heater. A water heater is a vital part of your home's plumbing. When it doesn't work, it can really freeze up your routine. Call the pros at Benjamin Franklin Plumbing about water heater options for your home. Visit BenjaminFranklinPlumbing.com or call 877-BEN-1776 to request an appointment.
Go with the flow, the local pros. Call Benjamin Franklin Plumbing.
Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in their respective state or county.
Serving Indiana means being ready for growing energy demands. At Duke Energy, we're adding more power to the grid and working on hundreds of local projects to make your energy more reliable. We've strengthened nearly 20,000 poles, updated more than 270 substations, and prevented hundreds of thousands of outage hours with self-healing grid technology, so your power can come back on faster than ever. That's the smarter energy future Indiana deserves. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Ah, the Internet, a place where your curiosity can flourish. Unless online threats stop you. The Internet is wonderful, but you need to protect yourself online. Protect yourself online with NordVPN. NordVPN encrypts your browsing. Its Threat Protection Pro feature helps you block malware, avoid phishing, and stop digital trackers. Get the best deal at NordVPN.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
BMW, Mercedes-Benz, VW, Audi, Mini, Porsche. Names that mean quality, performance, and usually a dreadful service experience. You know you can't take your car just anywhere, but you may not know you can get the same quality service and parts without going to a dealership. Enter Auto House Merkel. Everything from routine service to performance tuning is handled with care by technicians who specialize in German vehicles, using only OEM parts or equivalent at a lower cost and less hassle than the dealership. Book service now at AutoHouseMerkel.com.
Are you ready to build your custom dream home? Joyner Homes is ready to make your dream come true. Over 18 years, Joyner Homes, based out of Greenfield, have built hundreds of homes in central Indiana, and the best place to start is JoynerHomes.com. That's where you'll find pricing, photos of completed Joyner homes to inspire you, available home sites, and info on where you can visit their model homes, and a lot more. Be sure to check out Joyner Homes' 5-star Google reviews. Get started today at JoynerHomes.com.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Dugan Air Heating and Cooling Mitsubishi Electric Studios, an Indiana congressman involved in a car crash today. You'll hear what police know so far about it. An apartment complex in Indianapolis facing some serious accusations. You'll hear why, and why Governor Mike Braun is giving credit to state police. Those stories and more after Fox News on 93 WIBC. WIBC HD1 Indianapolis, it's 5 o'clock.
Greenland is on the table. Lisa Brady, Fox News. The White House calling it a national security priority to acquire Greenland and not ruling out potential military involvement. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the president and his team are discussing a range of options. Her written statement about the Danish territory released just hours after a joint statement from European leaders.
Leaders from the UK, France, Italy, Germany, Poland, Spain and Denmark have put their names to this. They say Arctic security must be achieved collectively among NATO allies and promise that European countries are stepping up. They add that sovereignty and territorial integrity are universal principles that must be respected and state that only Greenland and Denmark can make decisions about the island's future.
Fox's Jonathan Savage, one Senate Democrat introducing a resolution aimed at blocking a U.S. invasion. This as Democrats also question the president's strategy in Venezuela.
America first means lowering health care costs here at home instead of using taxpayer dollars to build up the oil fields in Venezuela.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer says a classified briefing last night left him with more questions than answers. Briefings are scheduled tomorrow for the full House and Senate. President Trump calling the military operation that captured the Venezuelan leader to face charges in the U.S. tactically brilliant.
The United States proved once again that we have the most powerful, most lethal, most sophisticated, and most fearsome. It's a fearsome military on planet Earth.
This during a House GOP retreat where he urged Republicans to figure it out on health care ahead of this year's midterm elections. The president still pushing for alternatives that shift money to the people instead of insurance companies after Obamacare subsidies recently expired. Some Republicans have signaled support for bringing back those tax credits if reforms are included. America is listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
It's drawing concern from President Trump. 50 degrees and a cloudy sky in downtown Indianapolis. I'm John Herrick. Here's what's trending at 5:02. Jim Baird represents Indiana's 4th Congressional District, and he was involved in a car crash today. His wife was in the car as well.
They're going to be okay, but they had a pretty bad accident. And we're praying that they get out of that hospital very quickly. He's going to be fine. She's going to be fine. But it was a bad accident.
That's President Trump speaking at the House GOP member retreat. Investigators trying to figure out what caused the crash. Representative Rudy Yoakum and Senator Todd Young say they're both wishing the Bairds a speedy recovery. Governor Mike Braun praising state police for their efforts in combating drug trafficking and impaired driving in Indiana. Last year, he said state police intercepted multiple high-volume narcotic shipments, seizing 630 kilograms of cocaine and 38 kilograms of opioids. Fatal crashes were also down last year by a little more than 8%. What's also been trending down lately has been gas prices. AAA says the Indiana gas average today is $2.75 a gallon, which is down a couple of cents from where it was Monday. The national average is $2.81. A renter accusing one Indianapolis apartment complex of systemic misconduct and targeted retaliation. Johnette Cruz reports.
Serious accusations
Allegations of theft and harassment are being leveled against the management of City View on Meridian. Residents have provided evidence appearing to show office staff opening private Amazon packages, while others report a disturbing pattern of sexual harassment by maintenance workers towards female tenants. Those who have spoken out claim they are met with a culture of bullying and targeting retaliation from the front office. While management has not yet responded to these specific claims, advocates from the Fair Housing Center of Central Indiana are encouraging any victims of harassment or retaliation to come forward. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And the Indiana Pacers back in action tonight with a record of 6-30. They face the Cleveland Cavaliers at 7 o'clock on 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. Pacers TV play-by-play announcer Chris Denary was named the 2025 Indiana Sportscaster of the Year by the National Sports Media Association. It's 5:04. Your traffic and weather next.
By now, you've heard about IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's a way to claim your unclaimed property from the Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division. It's not a scam. It's not houses, boats, cars, or storage facilities. It isn't free money. So what exactly is it? It's your money. It belongs to you, and it's waiting for you to claim it. It's money from unclaimed wages or commissions, forgotten bank accounts, underlying shares, refunds, insurance proceeds, stock dividends, safe deposit box contents, overpayments, certificates of deposit, money orders, and more. The Indiana Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division safeguards those funds while trying to locate and return those funds to the owner or heir. It's your money, you deserve it, and the Attorney General's office wants to make sure you get it. The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Hammer and Nigel to 46220. That's Hammer and Nigel to 46220. Or visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Afternoon traffic on WIBC at 5:05. Here's Mike Priest.
Police responding to a crash at 10th and University. On the west side of 465, northbound traffic still jammed from 70 to Washington as a crash gets cleared away. 65 southbound, slow approaching 865. Then you hit the heavy stuff from West Street all the way through the downtown collector and out of the South Split to Keystone. Northbound backed up from Raymond to the South Split. 70 heavy east Harding to the South Split and slow out of the North Split to Keystone. Traffic is sponsored by IHOP. IHOP's value menu is here. Enjoy breakfast favorites like pancakes, eggs and bacon, French toast with sausage, or a cheesy omelet with pancakes, all for just $6. Go to your happy plates with the $6 IHOP value menu. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy tonight with lows in the low 30s. Wednesday, we expect a little bit more sunshine in the mix with highs in the low 50s with light winds and dry air in places as well before our next system arrives Thursday. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm Sean Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Hammer and Nigel. Can you believe these characters are weirdos?
So let's rock it!
My name is Nigel. Jason the Hammer right over there with our very special in-studio guest, the first of 2026 here in the Hammer and Nigel Show.
Council member Michael Paul Hart joins us, MPH, back with us for 2026. Thank you for coming by. So last night was the first city county council meeting of this year. Catch us up to date. What are the folks that are the movers and shakers of Indianapolis talking about?
Certainly. So last night was a bit of a different meeting, primarily because it was an election of officers. So Vop Osley is no longer the president of the city council, and so we had to elect a new president, vice president of the council, which was a big deal because it hasn't happened in 8 years. And what the president does is they run the council office. And so there's a staff of, 15, 16 people over there. And they hire them, and then they set the initiatives, right? So that's the first thing we did is elect a new president of the council.
Which is?
It is currently Maggie Lewis.
Maggie Lewis.
So she won the election.
Is this a good thing? Is this any different than Vop Osley? I mean, I know it's only been one meeting, but what's the feeling?
Yeah, so she's been president in the past. She was president from 2012 to 2017, I believe.
Man, you guys have been there forever.
And this was Maggie Lewis. And so she, we put up our own candidate as the Republican Party. I mean, we're saying, hey, look, we're going to at least vote for our guy, right? We knew going in, right? We've got 6 votes. We're not going to really be successful, but we're going to give it a shot. And it turned out as you would expect. But for the reasons that we believe is that she's not going to change much of anything. If you look back at what opportunities she's had over the time. I mean, just looking back at our recent budget, I mean, we were silenced on our own budget conversations. We were trying to ask questions about the budget. You know, she was silent on all the stuff with the sexual harassment allegations with Joe Hogsett and everything going on there. She's been president in the past, and our city is still in the same shape that it is now. So, do we expect a different outcome? I'd like to be optimistic and say yes for the city of Indianapolis, but with the real me and the real caucus last night, we put up a different candidate because the answer was no.
You bring up the sexual harassment scandal from the mayor's office and his former chief of staff, Thomas Carl Cook. Thomas Carl Cook back in the news again.
He is.
Yeah,
he is.
Is a grand jury looking at some stuff into it?
Yeah.
Conflicts of interest and plus the touching, the inappropriate harassment or whatever, right?
Yeah, and that's so. What's
I saw that on the Indy Star.
and why it's so important now is it's translating over to the deals he was working on with the person he was having, or one of the people he was having relationships with, who was Scarlett Andrews, who was the director of metropolitan development. So they have all the power for the authority to give out these incentives, $80 million in incentives. And this is huge because a lot of these are some of these are grant dollars that are coming in from the state, some of which I'm trying to get in projects on the east side of Indianapolis, which is things that people say all around the city is, why do all these grant dollars go downtown? Why don't they go into our townships? I'm trying to get them to go to the townships, but then you got Thomas Carl Cook having these relations with the city leadership, funneling them all downtown to his personal pet projects.
And again, this used to be the right-hand man of Joe Hogsett, the centerpiece of the sexual harassment scandal, and some horrible allegations against this guy. Many people feel like Joe Hogsett knew what was going on, turned a blind eye, ultimately brought him back to work on his campaign. And I don't know about you, counselor, but this guy was so smug for a long time. He'd be trolling us on Twitter, just a mouthy little twerp to people like yourself and other Republicans in the city. And this dude is as crooked as you can find.
And that's how he treated us. I mean, we only had a couple interactions, right? But I have a clear memory of my first week as counselor. We had dinner with the mayor, and there was only 5 Republicans, so it wasn't a whole lot of people. The mayor and Thomas Cook. And the level of arrogance of this guy, just his body posture, his mannerisms, his holding a glass of wine, just laughing at his own jokes. I mean, that's exactly what you got.
That's what happens when nerds get popular for the first time, right? When nerds get popular or they get their first piece of tail, they don't know how to handle it. And that's what happened with this little needle wiener. I'm sorry, but that's totally what happened here.
And man, this report from the Indy Star, it's wow. Wow.
Scathing, I believe the kids would call it. Scathing.
Man.
So in regards to Joe Hogsett, again, I don't think you can rule out the fact that he might run again. He said that he wasn't his last trip around the sun here, but this loser can't get another job. Nobody wants to hire this guy. He's got ex-wives to pay for, a bunch of bad decisions he's tried to work on. I don't think you've seen the end of him. And you were telling me before we went on the air, he might have a new chief of staff coming up.
Yeah, so what's really interesting on that is his chief of staff, which was Dan Parker, put in his 2 weeks notice, or about a month notice, to be done with the role at the end of the year last year, which is December 31st. What's really interested to note is that position is a very powerful position. I mean, he was essentially the person running the city. Yeah,
right.
100%.
When Joe goes missing during riots, you're in charge.
And here we are, 6 days into the new year, and our city doesn't have a chief of staff. So effectively, I mean, you could ask who's running the city right now, and that's a legitimate question.
Speaking with Michael Paul Hart from the City County Council, had their first meeting last night. So what are some things that are on the docket for 2026? Like, what are some projects that you would like to see happen? What are some of the folks on the other side of the aisle trying to push onto us? Take a look into that crystal ball here.
Yeah, you know, the I think reoccurring conversation we're going to continue to see is data centers coming up over and over again. It started to come up last night. It was a special resolution, a ceremonial thing that didn't mean anything, but it did bring up some insights to some of the other counselors working on some things, primarily bringing more transparency to the utility regulations that are often not discussed during these or put under NDA.
Is that one of the things where you guys can actually agree on things, Republicans and Democrats? Because it feels like the last time there was a data center trying to be pushed on your district, you had folks on the other side of the aisle go, hey, this is your district, I'll defer to you on this.
We're finding a lot more room to agree. And I think for similar reasons, overall, I mean, there's the tax abatement structures are bad. The economic opportunities for the city of Indianapolis are bad. And then on the environmental side is where you'll see a lot of the Democrat side really start to raise awareness. The transparency, both Republicans and Democrats agree on. So yeah, I think we're going to be able to put together some things to try and make these more viable for the city when they do come in, at least in a more transparent way throughout the year. There's a couple of counselors putting some effort into that, and I plan on working on those as well. But right now it's the beginning of the year, so it's a lot of board appointments. I put out a phenomenal, I'm going to brag on myself, basically article on my own website, Michael Paul Hart.
That's a Trump move right there. I did it. It's phenomenal. It's the greatest thing ever.
It's pretty good. I'm not going to lie. But it goes into the importance of these board appointments that a lot of people don't talk about. I mean, and we talk about, how communities are developed, why that new gas station popped up, or why all these houses over here have all this crappy siding on it, but it's, devaluing your neighborhood. All these happen through the boards that are appointed by the mayor and the council. Well, now we're in board appointing season right now. And these are things that people need to pay attention to, because they can come to these, like the public can come to these meetings where these board appointments happen, and they can sit there and yell and say, this person's not qualified. They work in healthcare, but they want to make a decision on land use. It's those sorts of things that we're experiencing right now. And we will for the next couple of months.
But if you yell about the sexual harassment, then Vop Osley might kick you out.
Yeah, you only get 2 minutes to yell. But.
Counselor Michael Paul Hart, if somebody wants to reach out to you, if they've got questions, where can they go?
Yeah, so 2 places. They can go to michaelpaulhart.com or they can go to smartindy.org. Either one of those places, you'll get me. Smart Indy, we're working to build and teach people all these things about the boards, how to basically take control of their own community. So either one of those 2 places, you'll get in contact with me.
Counselor, thank you. All right, let's take a look at the roads right now. Matt Bear is out. Mike Priest is in.
And we have a crash in Canby. It's on State Road 67 near Heartland Boulevard by that shopping complex. Reported as a hit and run. Police are on the way. 65 southbound, sluggish approaching 865, and heavy delays from West Street through the downtown collector most of the way to Keystone Avenue. Northbound is bunched up from Raymond to the south split. 70 eastbound, heavy from Harding to the south split and slow out of the north split to Keystone. On 465, the north side's crowded west from Ditch Road to 865. Eastbound from 865 in pockets here and there to Allisonville. Traffic is sponsored by Staples. 2026 is here, and at Staples, deals mean business, like up to $100 off custom print orders. Head into the new year looking good for less. Staples, that was easy, and January 31st. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
Right now it's 49 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center. And joining us next in studio, Governor Mike Braun. Got a number of different things that we want to run by the governor. He will join us in studio next.
Don't wait on this, guys. You've heard of TRT, but you have no idea what testosterone can do for you if you've never had it before. And once you start treatment, you're going to wish you'd done it sooner. And now you can take the TRT test for free at Synergen X and Low T Center. The place for guys to go is Synergen X and Low T Center. Walk in at 10 a.m. or book ahead at fixmylowt.com.
2026 is here, and make this the year you take care of yourself. Guys, if you're lacking energy, if you see your libido is a little on the downside, it could be a testosterone issue, could be a number of things, but find out at the Low T Center. Get that free TRT test right now. Free, no appointment necessary before 10 a.m., or you can book whenever you want at fixmylowt.com. That is fixmylowt.com. Log on, check it out, make yourself feel better. This is about you guys. Fixmylowt.com. Hammer and Nigel here for Premier Weight Loss Indy. PWLindy.com. 2 different locations. And look, everybody is somewhere different in their health journey. People aren't the same, and treatments should not be the same. This is why I love Premier Weight Loss Indy. It's an in-person visit. You're going to get a consultation with a professional, and they will customize a plan specifically for you. Again, no plans are the same because people are not the same. So if you really want to take your health to the next level this year, start by going online to pwlindy.com. I lost a bunch of weight of my own, but then I hit a plateau and I couldn't lose anymore. I reached out for help. Premier Weight Loss Indy jumped in the mix, and now I'm down 16 additional pounds in 2 months. PWLindy.com. Tell them Hammer and Nigel sent you. Take care of your health.
Wow, Chimney Solutions totally and radically changed the look and feel of my living room by fixing up our fireplace and putting in a brand new fireplace insert. That's what they do. Chimney Solutions of Indiana, brand new showroom at 86 and Lafayette Road. They came out, gave me a bunch of different options on how to fix up my old fireplace that I never used before. We went with the beautiful insert. They got a bunch of different options. If you got a fireplace in your home that hasn't worked for years, Chimney Solutions of Indiana is the choice. Go to chimneyindy.com. That's chimneyindy.com.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live online or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast!
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Help WIBC and technology recyclers recycle your old electronics safely. Find a community event near you at tech-recyclers.com/events.
1, 2, 3, let's go!
You're listening to the Hammer and Nigel Show.
My name is Nigel. Jason Hammer right over there with another special in-studio guest, first of 2026.
The governor of the great state of Indiana, Governor Mike Braun, joining us. Governor, Happy New Year. How are you?
Same to you guys, and I'm fine.
You're
looking good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you make it to midnight New Year's Eve?
First time, we checked out at 11.
Oh.
Yeah. Yep.
So close.
You got there.
Yeah, we were back home. We had spent the first time ever a family Christmas outside of Jasper. Had
Right
the
on.
whole crew, all the kids, spouses, and 7 grandkids,
right.
and they were tearing that place up. I bet it
They
took
do
2
that.
days to clean up.
They do that.
Governor, we've been speaking for about 30 seconds, and I'm sure there's probably somebody already yelling at me on the YouTube. Why aren't you talking about property taxes yet? Like, that's all we get when we bring you in studio is the property tax, folks. And I get it because, honestly, I'm one of them too. Nigel's one of them. It's still a big issue in the Indiana State House. I know this is a short session that is taking place at the State House right now, but where are we at on property taxes?
So property taxes, to get more of what we started, we won't get that until we open up the budget in 27. The only thing we're going to get would be the complaining that's come from school districts, but local governments mostly, would be to make a few technical adjustments. And it won't change the essence of that bill. I know some wanted it to be reset, and that was never going to probably get through because you saw how close the vote was. We ended up with 2 to spare in the Senate, but there was a lot in there, and a lot of people thought it was confusing. But the simplicity of it that most overlook is that households, regardless of value, will be fully, 2/3 of it, exempted from taxation between now and 31. And if you tried to do it any quicker, you'd have to come up with other sources of revenue to fund even now the tamped down version. And of course, that's got local governments, mostly run by Republicans, still up in arms.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, so, and that's who the Senate was listening to. And if you recall,
How do we fix that? Because I feel like that
well,
is the
you
issue.
fix that in a way to where you'd have to get people in there more sensitive to what grassroots conservatives are interested in. And that gets you so far, but if you're not showing up at those school board meetings, at the county council, city council, and complaining, you know who is? The lobbyists that represent school boards and local governments.
Right.
It's that
Because the
simple.
school boards are going to come out and say, you don't want little Timmy to suffer if you get property tax relief. And for whatever reason, that seems to work. All these referendums, I don't want to say all, but most of these
And the good
referendums
news
always
is
pass.
this isn't being forgotten because twice a month now I'm meeting with grassroots conservatives, different groups from around the state that are echoing just what you're saying. But the reality is that's when it'll have to be done. And then the chorus for more is going to have to be done in a way that you're just not complaining about it scattered across the state. You're getting into the council meetings, because it's mostly local governments that are complaining the loudest currently.
Right.
That they can't live with it. It's going to cause the end of the world in terms of services and so forth. But we've tamped down what they can do. There are now lids on it, but it wasn't what some wanted. And I know you got an individual here that still is upset about it. And I'd spend less time complaining and getting ready to marshal the resources when the next opportunity comes along.
Speaking with Governor Mike Braun here on the Hammer and Nigel show. I want to get into the public safety and drug seizures statement that you put out earlier today. We'll get to that here in just a moment. But I think one of the biggest stories is what's happening in Minnesota with the fraud and Governor Tim Walz finally holding his feet to the fire up there. How do we know that's not taking place here in Indiana?
Well, because we've been looking into that from the moment I got here. And Medicaid was an alluring thing for many states because they said, we'll even pay a higher percentage, but it's run so poorly. We found out there were like over 10,000 people on Medicaid in our state that should have been on Medicare. Of course, if they'd been on Medicare, there would have been no burden to the state. But you get fat and sloppy when you get all that money slushing around. A lot of it got woven into what we did. Like on ABA therapy, we had people moving to our state, and that's to treat autism. And through Medicaid, it went from almost nothing to millions and millions of dollars. So if you didn't do common sense things, we were advertising to bring more people into a Medicaid system. We found out people were double dipping in this state and other states. That's how poorly run it is. But in that short period of time, we got a guy named Mitch Robe, who was here before in the Daniels administration. Excellent. He's finding all of this stuff. I call it low-hanging fruit. And what you had in Minnesota was something that was scaled to a level to where there was no interest in it. So we got noticed because the Wall Street Journal is paying attention, and we're leading the country in terms of doing common sense stuff on reining in Medicaid so it doesn't become an issue that's unsustainable.
So when you find fraud and you find money, I know Minnesota, we're talking about billions of dollars taxpayers have been screwed out of. What becomes of that money? What can be done with the money if it's recovered?
Well, you're not spending as much going forward because you've cut it off. We are not finding like where you created childcare centers and you actually weren't doing anything. I mean, you remember had the Leering Center?
The Leering Center,
yeah.
yes.
So they were so blatant that no one even checked that out. That's what happens when you run your state like the federal government is run. And Indiana's never been in that position. Mitch Daniels took over after 16 years of Democrats, and we were a purple-red state in the red financially. We were losing money. And when I always say have acronyms like the BMV not working, Bureau of Motor Vehicles, everybody's in a bad mood. That was a disaster, a basket case. So he turned around a lot of stuff. He never did get around to reorganizing state government, which is the biggest accomplishment we've made since we've been here. It's being run like a business with entrepreneurial leaders in these major agencies and running these policy silos to where you heard recently that budget forecast that was based upon tariffs, which was kind of a phony thing to base a forecast on. We are now have recovered in real cash flow, as you extrapolate it forward, the $1 billion shortages that we were going to have. And that's by running the government more efficiently. You don't get credit for that. No one talks about it, but it's prepared us better than almost any other state, not to mention we're not going to tolerate things hopefully won't get to ever a fraudulent level. That means you're not paying attention. Tim Walz had to be completely putting a sack over his head and letting that happen. And when you're talking about a state that's smaller than we are, that had maybe up to a $9 billion case of fraud, well, you can see he's not running for re-election.
Speaking with Governor Mike Braun here on the Hammer and Nigel show, tell us more about the statement out of your office about the drug seizures and public safety. I saw the $7 million drug bust the other day. Did you see that? $7 million out of a semi-truck with being driven by 2 illegal immigrants.
Exactly.
$7 million worth of, I think, coke, right?
So we've got the guy that runs Office of Public Safety is our Superintendent of State Police, Anthony Scott. And along with Anthony came a guy named Chris Hill. And they were highly supported by rank and file state police guys and gals across the state. They've been doing what just wasn't being done before. The past administration, got to give them credit. They got state police pay up to peer state levels. Yeah. It's now forced local police departments and sheriffs to do the same thing. And I'm going to be behind that. Good pay and benefits for a job that's one of the riskiest that's out there. We're doing all those kinds of things. And I'm telling them, push the limit. Get out there, and where you weren't pulling over suspicious vehicles, do so. We saw what happened with these CDLs that were getting given out of a slot machine, evidently in California. That's no good.
Right.
But you know where they're going to come through? Indiana eventually, because we are the crossroads of America, and we got more interstate miles per square mile of state of any place. So 65 and 69, that was a highway for cartels. You even got towns like Seymour that have found more activity than what's normal. And that's because the flow has been cut off by President Trump. On the same legislative template Biden had, he just put emphasis on controlling the border, and Biden said, come on in, we want you as voters someday. So that's been at least half to 2/3 because the flow is not there. The other third is that imagine with all the drugs coming across, it'd be like chasing your tail to make a dent. Now,
$7 million could be nothing to the cartels.
No, but now since they've got so much less coming in, that's a lot.
Yes.
And we're interdicting and finding stuff now because it's going to be easier and it's going to make a bigger dent. And then the basic measurement, when I found out that overdoses went down 60% in the year that we've been here, from over 1,600 to 562, what a measurement. It says you're doing it right. When you look at what we did in terms of seizing, it was 1,400 pounds nearly of cocaine, 83 pounds of opioids. That has been a significant disruption of the cartel supply chain. And we're going to keep doing it. We're doing it more than any state. And we're in a state where we need to, because so much of it comes through us.
Governor, we got about a minute left here. We want to be respectful of your time. Folks on our YouTube chat want to know, how's the relationship going with you and the Lieutenant Governor? 2025, I feel like, had its ups and downs. There were a few moments where you probably had to say, let's pump the brakes a little bit on some of the stuff you're doing to the Lieutenant Governor. How's 2026 looking?
So that is kind of fake news to begin with. He's got some youthful exuberance that gets out there now and then. I've told him, don't make headlines for the wrong reason. But his conservative values and synced up have been good. And if you're getting into the headlines, you got to remember, mainstream media is going to contort it, blow it out of proportion. And our relationship is good. We're meeting tomorrow for our brown bag lunch at the Capitol. I do that with the other state leaders every month.
PB&J?
Well, no, I'm going to actually brought some chicken and mushrooms that we made over the weekend, and I'm going to eat out of it. Not, although I like that.
Okay, you're not above PB&J.
No.
PB&J is fantastic.
You know, when I do that, normally between 10 and 11 o'clock when I shouldn't.
There you go.
Governor Mike Braun, we appreciate your time, and again, thank you so much for coming by, making time for us here on the Hammer and Nigel show.
Very welcome.
John Herrick's got a look at the news.
93 WIBC Mobile News, on the level, on the go.
He wants it, but others want it not. Cloudy and 50 degrees at our Radio 1 studios, but it feels like 44. I'm John Herrick, and this report is brought to you by the Michaelis Corporation. Here's what's trending at 5:33. President Trump is not backing away from his desire to acquire Greenland for the U.S. Fox's Jared Halpern.
President Trump and his team are discussing a range of options to acquire Greenland, White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says, adding utilizing the U.S. military is always an option at the commander-in-chief's disposal. Leavitt says the president has made it known that acquiring Greenland is a national security priority and vital to deter adversaries in the Arctic region. Greenland is a self-governing territory of Denmark. Several NATO leaders are pushing back on President Trump, issuing a statement saying it is only up to Greenland and Denmark to decide the island's future. At the White House, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Opening statements heard today in the first trial connected to the slow police response to the mass shooting at an elementary school in Uvalde, Texas, back in 2022. Prosecutors say former Uvalde school officer Adrian Gonzalez was told the shooter was in the parking lot and had not entered any classroom, yet he failed to move from his location.
He gets on the radio and says, shots are fired, he's wearing black, he's in the parking lot. He knows where he is, but Adrian Gonzalez remains.
That prosecutor telling the jury that Gonzalez left kids and teachers to defend themselves with scissors. Gonzalez is accused of failing to go after the shooter after arriving at Robb Elementary School. 19 children and 2 teachers were killed. The commissioner of NASCAR resigning after an antitrust trial involving Michael Jordan revealed some not-so-nice text messages. Steve Phelps resigned after 20 years on the job after his texts were revealed where he called Hall of Fame team owner Richard Childress a stupid redneck who needs to be taken out back and flogged. Jordan's racing team ended up settling the antitrust lawsuit against NASCAR in December. NFL crowd size is down slightly for the first time since the COVID-19 pandemic. Sports Business Journal reporting that the average crowd size in the 2025 season dipped a little less than 1%. The teams who saw the biggest drops were the Cleveland Browns, New York Jets, and the Tennessee Titans. And the series finale of Stranger Things helped Netflix reach a new viewership record on New Year's Day. The entire 5th season of the Supernatural series delivered more than 31 million views for the week of December 29th. It's also the 6th record-setting week that the series has had all of its seasons on the weekly Top 10 English TV list.
Wednesday, we're tracking more sunshine with temperatures.
And with traffic at 5:35, here is Mike Priest.
Seeing brake lights on 65 southbound starting around 86th and northbound starting around 465. There's a crash in the grassy median by 71st Street, and it looks like there may be some lane blockage as emergency units arrive on scene. 65 also jammed southbound from 21st through the downtown collector all the way to Keystone. 70 eastbound heavy from West Street to the South Split. Traffic is sponsored by B Window. Right now at B Window, receive up to 60% off plus 24 months same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today because at B Window, they mean business. I'm Mike Praise. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
And the forecast from the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
Wednesday, we're tracking more sunshine with temperatures back into the lower 50s with light winds. And then our next system arrives Thursday. Now, we're going to see some showers pass through into Thursday afternoon with a warm front moving through, and then additional showers and a few thunderstorms will move in late Thursday night to Friday morning. Isolated strong storms are possible. It'll be windy with high temperatures approaching near 60 by Thursday night. I'm Wish TV Storm Track 8 meteorologist Stephen Deanna for 93 WIBC.
And I'm John Herrick on the level, on the go, and on WIBC.com.
Are you really okay with this?
Are you okay? Everything's gonna be okay.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm pretty far from okay. Are you okay with this? On the Hammer and Nigel show. Oh, yeah!
So, did you happen to put on the YouTube video of a burning fireplace during the holidays, Hammer, at all?
I know what you're talking about, yeah.
The person who posted that back in 2016 has made more than $1 million from ad revenue. There's only 3 different videos on this guy's channel, and one of them is the burning fireplace. $1 million since 2016, $157 million, 157 million views Are you okay with him getting $1 million of ad revenue for the burning fireplace video?
Yes, I'm not going to be a hater. People love a good Yule log. They love that cozy feeling at Christmas time. And this guy put like one of the first ones out there. So people go onto YouTube. Maybe they don't have a fireplace of their own. And Christmas morning, they're opening up presents. They're having mimosas. And this dude's video that he just looped has made him $1 million. Again, you cannot tell me that this isn't the greatest country in the world when Vanna White can be a millionaire 10 times over.
Happy birthday to Wheel of Fortune.
Just by touching letters and staying in shape.
Yes.
And this guy can be a millionaire because he made a Yule log video and it went viral.
I don't mean a log. I don't have a log in the sense that you think I have a log. I don't have a log.
Is it getting hot in here?
An animal rescue. Which do you want to do? Do you want to do the...
Let's do the animal.
Okay, the animal rescuer in Maryland. Her name's Amy. She's in the news. She posted she's in the news after a few more Amazon boxes than expected showed up on her doorstep last month. She went on social media, asked people to donate food, like pet supplies, that kind of stuff for like animal shelters. The internet came through in a big way with thousands of boxes on her front doorstep. Here's Amy talking about this massive delivery.
He said, you need to come home right now. He said, Amazon delivery. I said, that happens all the time. He said, no, I don't think you understand. You need to come home right now. It was dog food and treats and toys and beds and anything you can imagine for dogs. We were totally blown away.
That's what happens sometimes when you deal in social media. Are you okay with this?
Yes, I love this because to a much smaller scale, we kind of did this at Christmas time here on the Hammer and Nigel show. We were part of a toy drive, and it was kind of a last-minute deal. But our bosses were like, hey, we want all of the afternoon shows to compete in a toy drive contest. 2 weeks, whoever can bring in the most toys for tots, you'll be declared the winner. So we reached out to you guys, the awesome listeners, and you guys were sending Amazon packages to the station and saying, hey, meet me here.
Yeah.
We'll do it. We'll drop it off. And we won the contest. We get bragging rights, but that's all we wanted. We wanted to raise the most and beat the other stations. So I get it. I kind of love when this kind of stuff happens. It's proof that not everybody is an a-hole out there.
On social media especially.
Right, because sometimes you need that proof that not everybody is an a-hole.
I don't believe you.
Hey, let me run one by you here, because this just came down. So remember the other day when Carly Ursay of the Colts said, Steichen, the head coach, he's coming back. Ballard, he's coming back. And I said, are we a little too soon with this? Because what if there's a coach that becomes available that you'd really like? Not that he would maybe want to come to Indy, but maybe we hold off. The Ravens have announced that John Harbaugh is out as their head coach.
Oh, wow.
And this is what I was talking about.
Wow.
Because I thought whoever would lose that Steelers and Ravens game, they might part ways with their coach. Because they've each been there for a long time.
Time for a change.
Might be time for a change. John Harbaugh now available, but the Colts have already said we're bringing back the guy that botches the coin toss.
But that was my point, though. The whole thing, is there anybody out there? She would have gotten rid of Ballard and Steichen. Is there anybody out there worth a damn who would have wanted to come here? Any A players was the question. And up until now, I don't think there was. So, I think she was going on what happened the first half of the season, Carly Ursay was, right? I mean, she made the decision based off the first half of the Colts season before things just went haywire.
And if you're John Harbaugh, you can be selective here because everybody's going to want you. You could take the Las Vegas Raiders job that opened up. You could live in Vegas, which isn't the worst thing in the world.
You got Mendoza.
You're probably going to get Mendoza with the #1 pick. Tom Brady is your owner. He said he's willing to spend a little money now. That's not a bad place to be. Or you do TV for about a year, you do the analyst thing, and then maybe the Dallas Cowboys open or the Miami Dolphins open or, one of these heritage jobs open up. I don't think Harbaugh was going to be in any rush to come to Indianapolis.
No, especially no first-round draft picks for the first couple of years.
Right.
For the next couple of years, I should say.
Right. Sorry, I just wanted to get that out there. I thought that was interesting. And the timing, just frustrating. All right, let's take a little break here. When we come back, interesting story from the political left. Remember when we were accused of body shaming because we didn't want fat chicks on the cover of the swimsuit issue? Well, we've got an update on that.
Okay.
Plus, another poem for Dry January from AI Boss Hogset. That's all coming up next.
Life's full of unexpected joys, like problems with water. That's why there's Michaelis, a crew of 24/7 experts who are rescue ready, day or night, one phone call, for a gazillion disasters. From frozen pipes and sewer backups to your teenager pleading ignorance on the proper use of a plunger. At Michaelis, they know that water damage waits for no one. Their fleet of trucks is, well, fleet. Over 3 decades of finding the source of the problem, then cleaning up, drying out, and restoring your home or business to better than new condition. That's Michaelis, fully licensed and insured, and fully empathetic to your anxiety, including dealing with insurance claims. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Call 844-FIX-INDY. Make it Michaelis.
Greetings from R&R Agency, your Indiana health insurance pros, and a sincere thank you to our loyal customers for helping us to another record year. We recently saved a 62-year-old retiring couple over $800 monthly when compared to their COBRA offerings. We recently saved a family of 4 over $400 monthly when compared to their $7,500 deductible program on the ACA, and you know that's still Obamacare. We recently saved a small 4-man manufacturing company over $1,000 monthly and gave them better coverage. We feature coverages guaranteed to age 65, low out-of-pocket expenses, the largest networks in the country, and you can sign up anytime. If you are retiring early, self-employed, or need coverage for your small group, call us at 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. If you don't call us, we can't help you. What do you got to lose? Call us 317-563-0868 or go to rragency.org. As always, God bless America, common sense government, and peace too strict.
You ready to build your custom dream home? Check out Joyner Homes based out of Greenfield. See one of their model homes in person anytime. It is a great way for you to experience the customization and quality of a Joyner Homes custom built home. Plus, you can meet with a new home specialist to learn about their building process. Available lots if you don't already have one. Find out about floor plans and where they build. Model homes are open 7 days a week from noon to 5 and walk-ins are welcome. Find out more at joynerhomes.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help with traction. Snowy puppy paws? Well, grab a whisk, brush it off, done. Catch COVID-19? Well, just get...
Actually, there's no hack for COVID-19. But if you test positive, prescription medications for COVID exist. Ask your doctor if they're right for you. Visit PfizerForAll.com to learn more. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Join us every Friday right around 5:50 for Beer Sample Friday.
Brought to you by Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus, home of free delivery within 75 miles of their store.
Contact Mount Valley Foundation Services, the foundation repair experts. Get your free inspection today. Learn more at fixmyfoundation.com.
Call today or go to bwindow.com and receive up to 60% off plus 24 months, same as cash, with 0% interest.
Because at B-Window,
we mean business. We mean business.
Trust me.
KC and the Sunshine Band, live at Old National Center, January 23rd at 7:30 p.m. It's the ultimate throwback party. Get your tickets today at WIBC.com.
All right, Mike Priest, what are we looking at, sir?
Creeping and crawling northbound on 65. It's a mess from 465 on the west side to 71st. Left lane is blocked as crews work on a crash in the median. Southbound traffic on 65 jammed up from 865 to the crash scene. No more lane blockage on the southbound side, but everybody's having a look. And then you're heavy from 21st through the downtown collector most of the way to Keystone. Taking 69, southbound traffic slow from 96th Street onto 465. Traffic is sponsored by B-Window. Right now at B-Window, receive up to to 60% off, plus 24 months, same as cash with 0% interest. Call or visit bwindow.com today, because at bwindow, they mean business. I'm Mike Priest. Follow us on X for instant traffic updates at WIBC Traffic.
49 at the American Standard Heating Weather Center.
My advice to you, start drinking heavily.
The Hammer and Nigel Show.
All right.
93 WIBC.
Yeah, make sure and meet us down at Coach's Tavern this Friday. A little tailgate party happening before the IU Oregon College Football Championship, the Peach Bowl, correct? Down in Atlanta?
That's right.
And we are broadcasting live Coach's Tavern from 3 to 6. 3 to 7?
3 to 6 live, but then that's the replay hour.
So we will be there having some beer, doing Beer Sample Friday, and partying for the game. And it's a big one.
It is. And we hope everybody from the YouTube chat to the folks on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, come on down. Let's all do a big cheers together for Beer Sample Friday and make fun of those man bun wearing, patchouli wearing scumbags from Oregon. Let's do it. Nige, we were joking yesterday that you can't be mean enough to these dry January people. Like, you want to talk about smug people. That's kind of been the theme of today's show, smug people. Nobody's worse than these dry January losers. But you know who is not participating in dry January?
Who's that?
AI Mayor Boss Hogsett.
Hey, buttlickers. It's me, your old pal AI Boss Hogsett. I'm back with another poem about, dry January. Here it goes. January is not dry, and whiskey is brown. Thomas Carl Cook, and I like to drink while asking female staffers to take their panties. All the way down. Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Remember, I'm not drunk. I'm just drinking. AI Hogsett. Out.
It's another dry January poem from AI Boss Hogsett.
Ooh, wow. Okay.
And I love that little punk. Thomas Carl Cook is in trouble again. Grand jury now going after TCC. Remember when he used to troll us, Nige?
Yeah.
He used to be Johnny Tough Guy because he was getting laid in the office and he was buddies with, Boss Hogsett. That's what happens when nerds get popular for the first time. They don't know how to handle it. And he was one of those guys. I mean, you look at him, he's a total nerd. He looks like Michael Gross from Family Ties, the dad, like a younger version. He looks like an anorexic Kenny Loggins, and he thought because he was getting tail in the office, he was Johnny Cool Guy and tried to troll us. Nothing brings joy to my cold, dark heart than that little needle wiener being in trouble. Oh, it's chef's kiss. It's so good.
Let me just read real quick about Thomas Carl Cook. This is from the Indy Star. The full scope of the grand jury investigation is unclear, but the Star investigation found that Cook, Hogsett's former right-hand man, cashed in on his ties with Hogsett by getting a job at a prominent downtown law firm after his departure from the city, and then helping high-profile developer clients score millions of dollars worth of city investments from the Hogsett administration. Some of those clients happen to be donors to Hogsett's campaign.
You don't say.
Report from the Indy Star. Now a grand jury is investigating that, along with the inappropriate behavior and the sexual misconduct accusations as well.
And it's interesting that you've got a very left-leaning liberal prosecutor going after Hogsett's buddy. Because even though Hogsett's a super lefty and so is Mears, they're not friends. Hogsett did not want Ryan Mears in that position. Mears does not like Joe Hogsett. Like, for me, this is like when the White Sox play the Cardinals. I hate both of you guys. Both of you guys are turds. Hey, I want to get your thoughts on this, Nige. Liberal comedian, former fatty, Amy Schumer, crying Chuck's niece. She's lost a ton of weight. She looks pretty good.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm looking at her bikini right now on her Instagram. Sure. Whoa.
So she's putting out bikini pictures now on Instagram. Now, the reason I want to get your opinion is that people like us, red-blooded American men, for like 3 to 4 year span, we were called pigs and scumbags if we didn't say 300-pound Lizzo was hot, if we didn't want some dude in a dress on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover. And people like Amy Schumer would give us lectures. And now that Lizzo's lost a bunch of weight, Amy Schumer's lost a bunch of weight, they're putting bikini pictures out there. All of a sudden, do we not love fatties like we used to?
Are we allowed to comment on the stature and the appearance of said Instagram photos?
I was told that you have to love and respect big hogs if they're in swimsuits on the cover of the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. But the minute they get a chance to lose the weight, here comes the Ozempic, here comes the Wegovy, here comes all of it. The premier weight loss indie. Maybe they're working with them. They lost all the weight, and now they want everybody to see how hot they are. These people are full of crap. Top stories next.
Hey, how would you like a 20% upfront bonus investing your money? Not only do you get 20% bonus, but you'll also get an annual return. It's averaged nearly 10% for the past 10 years. You can do this with Bill Demery, your retirement guy here in Indy. And it's never too late to start investing. It's never too late to plan your retirement with Bill Demery.
Get an upfront 20% bonus on your money and an annual return that has averaged nearly 10% for the past decade. Plus, you'll sleep well at night knowing that everything is backed up by one of the largest insurance companies in the world. Nobody does it better than Bill Demery, your retirement guy, my retirement guy here in Indy. Schedule that first free consultation, 317-805-4716. That's 317-805-4716, or visit yourretirementguide.com. That's yourretirementguide.com for Bill Demery.
J's making it easier to upgrade your water quality right now. For a limited time, get their lowest price of the year with 20% off a reverse osmosis system, dechlorinator, or iron filter when purchased as a standalone item. And yes, it can be added to your existing softener. Cleaner drinking water, better water for cooking, and less wear on plumbing and appliances. City Water or